Gas wasn't happy. They had to be separated slightly, but the handshakes and hugs. It's an arm in the back. It is quite naughty. He's going nowhere. Is the lad? There's just no need for it. You're just giving them possession back. I mean, not that you'd have won it in that position. But anyway, it's Creedle in the Coups goal. He gets it to Adams, who passes it to Magassa, who gets it out wide to Savalanian, who tries to get it forward there. to Perisic, but unfortunately it's just mopped up by the Shamrock defence, and it will be Shamrock who get the free kick here now again. This game's becoming quite a little bit scrappy here. And Stephen Bradley, the Shamrock Rovers manager, did say before this match he expects a tactical game. Not sure entirely what he means by that. I think that's just a political way of saying a bit cagey. I think that's just a political way of saying a bit cagey and a bit scrappy. And yeah, despite what we saw earlier on in the first 10-15 minutes from the home side, I think recently it has become quite a scrappy game at the VAR Arena in eastern Finland, the city of Kuopio. But anyway, the free kick comes to nothing for the home side. Sorry, for the away side. It'll be the home side that have the throw-in. And again, the throw-in is taken long towards Perisic, but the header is won by Shamrock. But it will be the home side that come forward now. It's Antwi on the left-hand side. They've had a lot of joy down here before, who passes it out wide towards Jiri, who's got the ball. And the referee's, again, he's given a free kick here. I'm not entirely sure what that was for. It was Antwi with the pass, let it run. It was Jiri who got the ball. I think it was Stevens that got in front of him, and he's just tried to make an attempt to get the ball. Stevens has got in front of him and he's clipped him. It is a free kick. The fans can protest as much as they want. It is a free kick to Shamrock Rovers, and they'll punt it forward, just like they have done all game. But with a player like Green up front, why wouldn't you? He wins a lot. He hasn't won as much in this game as he would have liked to, but he's strong, he's fast. But again, another free kick. This game has descended into a bit of a lower league cup tie sort of game you'd see here. It's Stevens. I mean, it's definitely a free kick. Stevens is all over Latumba, pulling his shirt, pushing him over. And it will be the home side that get a free kick. And they're passing it around the back again now. It's Pennanen with the ball towards Magassa. Over towards Gask to Latumba. Back towards the defenders. I think this game needs half time. I think that's what it needs. I think we need a couple of managers to sort it out, to get some football being played again. Because this game of football has descended into a bit of a foul fest. But it's Shamrock pressing here early on. It's going to be Creedle to pass it out. And they have beaten the press here, have the home side. This is exactly what they want to do, to get in between the lines. And it's Savaloni now on the right hand side. Is he going to put a ball in? No, he's going to cut back. He's going to give it to Gask. He's looking for players. You've got Pennanen there on the left hand side. He's not giving it to him. It's just, again, it's just too slow. We've just ticked in 2 added minutes, just 1 minute added on at the VAR Arena in Finland. Still 0-0. Just 1 minute left to play of this first half. And it's Armour on the left-hand side. He's going to try and beat his man, which is Sabawali, which he can't do. So he passes it back towards Pennanen on the edge of the box. He's out wide towards Sovalanian inside the box. It's going to be Gask with the ball. He's going to get it in towards the box. It's a header. Oh no, he's crossed it and it's too deep. It looked from this angle that there would be a free header at the edge of the back post, but it wasn't. And Shamrock Rovers can clear. You would suspect that might be that, but the home side are coming forward again here. This could be the last chance to build an attack before the end of the first half. And it's Antwi on the left-hand side. He's going to cross it towards Perisic. He's going to fall in on the edge of the box, is it? No, it's not. It's a block. And Perisic again, it falls to him. A couple of pot shots there at the end of the first half. And there is the referee's whistle. 0-0 here at half-time. 1-1 on aggregate. A very cagey game, it's fair to say, especially in the last 10-15 minutes. It was the home side that started the brighter of the two sides. But Shamrock Rovers have come into it and have had chances of their own. Perisic has seemed a little bit isolated. He has got into the game here and there, but that's a fine example of all the scraps he's been having to feed off. just coming to him on the edge of the box. Around 15 players in front of him as he tries to take a shot. So the home side, definitely the better of the two teams, but not really managing to do much with the 63% possession that they have had. They have had the most shots, they have had the most shots on target, they have had the most corner kicks, but they haven't had the most goals because there haven't been any. It's 0-0 in Finland, and we will return for the second half.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our...
Welcome back to this live commentary between Coops and Shamrock Rovers, where we are still waiting for the breakthrough between the two sides in this decisive UEFA Conference League playoff. It remains goalless on the night and 1-1 on aggregate, meaning these two sides are now separated.
We take you through this first game. Hopefully the game isn't as funny as you found my pronunciations of them players for the Czech Republic side. But either way, I think, well, covered hearts last night. That was a scintillating time. If they can live up to that, well, so be it. But I think Rangers coming in with the lead, they'll want to get this wrapped up.
Yeah, they certainly will do. This is a really, really big game for Rangers. Already disappointment for themselves and Derek McInnes unable to qualify for the Europa League this season. It is imperative that they reach the Conference League this time around. Disappointing start to the season, absolutely. Obviously, as I mentioned, unable to get into Europa League, but they can start to put things right by qualifying for Europe this evening. Make no mistake, it's not going to be easy. No away tie in Europe is ever easy. But the fact that it's only a 1-goal lead that they brought with them from Ibrox to the Czech Republic makes it a little bit more tricky. Obviously, no Cameron Devlin didn't start in the reverse fixture, but was sent off the bench. And there's, of course, as been mentioned time and time again since the horrific injury, but Yusuf Chimiti unavailable as well, probably for the entire season, having ruptured his ACL. So they're missing players, they're probably missing a bit of confidence, but on paper, you'd say they've still got the quality.
Yeah, they've got Nadiri up top, they've got Lawrence Shankland on the bench, who's yet to really make a full impact since moving from Hearts last season into the summer. Rangers just on the ball with Fernandez, and they're going to go for a long ball over the top, looking for Yokota on the right hand side. He finds it right on the far touch line, and he's just overrun it. His Dujon Sterling, a man we used to see in English football, and what I believe to be actually, he didn't overrun it. It looks like he's just taken a stride too quickly and early, and it's going to be an offside. So 3.5 minutes on the clock, unofficial, independent, off-tube studio commentary. Jablonec 0. Rangers 0, but Rangers do have that lead from the first leg. It's back with Hines, the number 1 in goal. He's just going to go right to Teki Jaski, just right hand side of his box. He goes across to the far side to Pavlovic, and they'll move it down, try and move it down the left flank. It's gone all the way through now to Pandor. So the sun is out. Looks like a very nice night in the Czech Republic for this game. It's going to be moved to Makanya, left side of his own penalty area at the minute. He's got studs on the ball. Can play with both feet, the centre half, and he's done so just then. They're moving it down the left-hand side, a narrow corridor. It's a good press from the hosts, as Rangers just have it centrally in their own half. They're going to have to go backwards. It's a relatively smaller pitch. Of course, they are allowed a certain size of pitch, but it looks relatively smaller, so it looks like a fast-paced game out there, that's for sure. Nebula has just got a bit handsy on his man and given away a free kick. It's going to be moved to Penreese on the near side, and back it goes into the centre with Dragojevic. He's just going to move it back once where it came, and Rangers just happy to sit on the ball. Maybe it's interesting how Rangers are going to come out with this with such a slender lead coming into the second leg. It was interesting to see how they come out. If they come out gung-ho looking to double their intake and then sit on that, or they were going to be comfortably on the ball and just try and breeze their way through the second leg. But I guess time will tell and it will transpire.
I don't think they'll be allowed to just breeze through it. I think at the end of the day, they're up against a side away from home who have only ever played in European competition once before, and that was well over a decade ago now. So Jablonec will absolutely feel that this is a huge opportunity, and they'll look to try and take the game by the scruff of the neck. Whereas if you're Rangers, you probably look at it and you go, paper we've got the quality, let's try and put this tie to bed in the first half, make it a little bit easier for ourselves. I say that as if Celtic probably thought they hadn't felt that they'd put the tie to bed within the first half on was it Tuesday night. So maybe there's no such thing as putting the tie to bed, as I think Emmanuel Fernandez has just brought his man down there. And is that going to be a free kick? No, play will continue with the ball at the feet of Ivor Panda, but he wasn't overly happy with something there, Emmanuel Fernandez. Mind you, he never seems to be the happiest of footballers, the Englishman. He always seems to have an issue somewhere, but a reasonable start for him to look comfortable. They just haven't created anything just yet. Here's Ryan Nadiri driving forward.
And it's not a bad ball across, on the half volley. No one there. He's the man you'd want to be where it was. It was a half volley, left-footed, clipped-in ball, but no one took the gamble to take up his role, and it's gone all the way through, and they get back on the ball with Pavlovic, and they'll keep hold of it. Sedlacek will move it to the near side, the number 13, foot on the ball, 6.5 on the clock. It's a bedding in process for these two sides. A lot more to lose than to gain at this point. Like Luke absolutely rightly mentioned, already dropped out of the Europa League qualifiers of Rangers into the Conference League. First jab at this tournament for the Scottish side. There's a free kick there on the far side for the host. I think there was a little bit of a nudge from Fernandez. Again, not looking very happy. What you touched in. It's clipped his man. That'll be a free kick that he's not going to get away with this time. And I will say that being a goal down, we've looked at Rangers. We now look at the host. They're a goal down this tie, but they haven't gone out gung-ho just yet, but when I do say is when they do come forward, they do look very comfortable on the ball, and the ball to the front post all the way through. That would have been a big chance if the connection was there. It's actually gone backwards once where it came and cleared by Rangers. It was a nice ball in from that far side. I think it was Polidera, the number 21, along the floor, and that's been cleared at the front. Sterling's putting out for throwing on the far side, but the host growing into this one.
Yeah, certainly going into this one. It is obviously worth remembering that at the end of the day, they're only the goal behind, so they don't need to sort of throw everything at it. And they win the game 1-0, they take it to extra time, and they move on from there as the cross comes in, headed away well at the near post by Emmanuel Fernandez once more. And they're a side that are set up on their good defence. Last season in the main portion of the league phase, they're another one of those countries that do the weird split thing come halfway through the season. But Jablonec only conceded 33 goals, which was only bettered by Slavia Prague, who conceded 23 goals, and Slovan Liberec, who conceded 30. So they built this side on a strong defence. So ultimately, they're probably not going to come and blow Rangers out the water and win this game by 2 or 3, and embarrass the Scottish side, and they're probably going to try and nick a one goal, maybe 2, and see it through to extra time and go from there. So I'm not overly surprised they've not thrown themselves at it, but it's something to keep an eye on. It's often easier to come flying out the gates and it sort of build up momentum when you're already trailing on aggregate.
Yeah, like Luke rightly mentioned, if we do end level after the aggregate scoreline, we will hit the extra half an hour, just like Hearts did last night. It took penalties for them to get through, and a very, very emotional, historic night for them, getting through to the main stage. They're already just at the league phase, and they've already gone through so much European-wise. See if Rangers can finally get the job done in Europe. They have that lead, but they're defending now. The ball just run out of play on the far side. We've just got a replay of that, what would have been, I say a chance, but it was still a chance. Jan Suchen, the 30-year-old Czech Republic man, kicked it off his own foot. He's going to cross his own body with the left foot. He might have been better taking it with his right as it came in, but that's the first real chance that's gone astray, and it went to the host, just shy of 10 minutes gone. We remain 0-0. Sterling throw up the line, only meets a Jablonec body, and they'll move it into the centre. And they keep ball now, and that's a good turn, and another good turn, and it's being clipped, and the referee gives a free kick. Nenad Minakovic, the Serbian. Dan Neil just clip it in. He's turned on the 180 past one, and he's put it through Neil's legs, and there is a stray leg. I don't think the referee goes to his pocket just yet. It's very early on, but that was very good feet in the centre.
Yeah, lovely score that from Chantrishvili. Really nice play from the Georgian, and Dan Neil just caught a little bit square in the middle of the park. And I don't want to say panicked, but got the ball put through his legs and thought, do you know what, I'm going to have to take the ball or the man here, otherwise he's away and driving it at the back 4, and that's exactly what he did, but gives away a free kick in the process.
Ball's going to come in the box, headed clear to the edge just for now, and I think another offside has been given against the host. Again, I don't know how they were able to get managed offside from a deep free kick like such, but they have been against the centre half of Pavlovic. It's very sloppy play, and that just relieves all the pressure now, and Rangers will get themselves a free kick. Pandura will take right on the edge of his own box centrally in the all silvery stroke grey. His right foot will kick it long high into the Czech Republic sky, and it'll be brought down. Gasama's a bit hesitant on the ball, and it's allowed to be clear this time, and it will be chased by Joao, and it's just going to be picked up in the centre of the pitch onto this near side. Rangers just should manage to defend this. It's going to be shepherded out very, very strongly on the near side by Macania, very, very neatly as well. Throwing on the near side for Rangers. I think Derek McGuinness will be fairly happy with what he's seen so far. The host has seen more of the ball, which tends to be the fashion of play in football. He only really had that one opening, the host, so far, but I think you're glancing at Rangers thinking they haven't really created much in front of goal just yet.
No, they haven't. We've barely mentioned JD Gasama or the man on the other side, Daisuke Yokota. So maybe a little bit of concern that they're having to do a lot of soaking up the pressure, Rangers, but they've looked relatively solid in doing so. I'd like to keep an eye on James Penrice on this near side. He seems to be a little bit more forward focused, shall we say, and a couple of times had the ball played in behind him. But other than that, yeah, they've settled in quite nicely. You know, Chukwani dropping in between Dan Neil and Dragojevic, sort of shoring up that midfield. I think it's probably a sensible decision. I think that's why Chukwani is starting ahead of somebody like a Taylor Asgard, who would typically find himself playing in that number 10 position. Maybe could have seen Connor Barron if Derek McInnes really wanted to sort of have a box crasher in that midfield, but Chukwani's done the job so far, and you know, we're 12 and a half minutes in, and we're yet to talk about clear-cut opportunity. But so when you're 1-0 up, it works out okay.
And there's a ball going to be coming through here.
Oh, wow.
To Joao, and he's hit the side netting. Hands on his face. It's going to be a goal kick. It was a lovely flick through by Suchan. And he's got through for the first time. We haven't really talked about him. And he's just been forced slightly to the right, but it has to be on target at the very least. But that should be 1-0 to the home side.
Yeah, well, I'll take back everything I've just said about Derek McInnes' side looking nice and stable. They've been opened up far too easily by the home side. Sedlacek linking up nicely with Jan Suchan, who plays a lovely ball through to Lamine Diao, who one-on-one with Ivor Panda goes towards the near post inexcusably, where the angle was closed down well by the Croatian shot stopper, and he's hitting into the side net in the Gambian forward, and that really should have been 1-0 and level on aggregate. Really poor from Rangers. Fernandez and Macanya still look like a fresh centre-back partnership. Of course, they are Macanya only signed this summer, but they've opened up far too easily. You didn't have either Dan Neil or Vanja Dragojevic dropping in between the two centre-halves, nobody supporting, and in the end, it's a brilliant ball through from Suchan, and as you said, Nathan, it absolutely should be 1-0 to Jablonec. Huge opportunity, and Derek McInnes will be thanking his lucky stars that it is still 0-0, because all the momentum would have been with the home side had that gone in.
Yeah, they changed this tie big time with an early goal, that's for sure, and it should have gone in, and that's a warning sign for Rangers that they've massively got away with. They're going to move it down the far side. Not many bodies committed forward. Is that a push in the back? No. Falling on the ball was, I believe, to be Gassama out on that far side. No, it was Chukwani. Apologies, he's fallen on the ball, and I think they've given handball against the number 42. If not, yeah, I think he's going to put it on the deck. So he was looking for a foul. He grabbed the ball thinking it would be, and been given his handball. Slightly not going their way at the minute for the away side, who looks slightly lighter in numbers going forward, which tends to feed to me that Rangers are happy just sitting a little bit deeper, and they're rasping up a little bit of pressure, and it may just crack at some point. It should have already been cracked. It's with Pavlovic, left-hand side of his own box. He's just going to check backwards. He thought about going the line. He's not going to do so. They go back to Haynes, and they're just going to be patient with it, which we have seen in the opening quarter of an hour of this second leg Conference League qualifying round. These two teams, whoever wins this, advances through to the main league phase of the UEFA Conference League. Of course, many more to come this evening, including Brighton, after Rangers in their qualifying round after drawing 0-0. Ball moved to the near side. Chance to get forward here with Gassama on the near side. Ball goes down the line. It's slightly too much on it for Penreese, and that should just be cleared out. It'll be a throw-in about 25 yards from the corner flag for Rangers on the near side. It's better, and Penreese does like to get forward, the number 29, but it's a 5-yard pass that's fairly sloppy. He's trying to put it in front of his man, but it's one that should probably be made. They've got themselves a throw-in on the near side. It was the skipper sweeping up at the back, the big number 4 for Jablonec. It's just on the near side. That's good 1-2. Can Penreese get there as a slide comes in? It's going to be another throw, and they've advanced about 10-15 yards forward. So it's pretty much just in the corner, and they've got themselves a throw in. Need a bit of movement for Rangers. All very static at the minute, with Dan Neil looking to make something happen. He's going to go backwards towards halfway. I think they're going to keep it on this near side. They will. It's Neil right on the near touch line. They're going to go back to halfway. They just seem to be struggling to break through that organised defence of Jablonec, which Luke rightly mentioned have a stellar conceding rate compared to, of course, they're up there with Slavia Prague, who are by far the best team in their league. And that's a ball inside. It's very misplaced and picked up by Slama on the far side, who chucks into the centre circle. That's a poor pass under to the near side, and it's a return of favour, and there's a slide comes in, and that's gonna have to be a yellow card. Surely Gassam has been chopped down, and we'll get our first yellow card of the game. not the best piece of football we've seen from either side.
No, it's not, but in the end it's Rangers that benefit because they get the ball on transition and move it quickly. Nice play from Gassama just to step across his man, and Martin Sadidler has no choice but to bring him down. Panics a little bit, the number 18, and rightly so, the first man into the card of into the book, I should say, sorry, of referee Nenad Minakovic. I thought the free kick was going to be in a decent position there for Rangers to take, but while I go down to right, that Sadidler had been yellow carded, they've kicked it straight out of play for a throw-in on the far side, and that chance goes a-begging. And you talk about, you know, you mentioned earlier on, Nathan, that where you'd expect the home side to have the bulk of possession because that's how football tends to go. But as time and time again, Rangers are the better side on paper. They should be controlling this game. They're the side that have done the work in the first leg and lead by a goal to nil. But as things stand, it is, I don't want to say all Jablonec, but it's being controlled by the Czech Republic side.
Yeah, 54% possession for the host, 2 attempts, none on target, 1 attempt for Rangers. None on target themselves. Another offside against the home team. Just getting too eager behind the back line. Not happy with the decision, but it was the right one. Sedlacek was the one getting a bit too antsy going forward. Ball to the near side. Just kept in. Gassama's actually done extremely well. And it's going to be put out against Sadidlia. And that'll be a throw-in for Rangers. And it's going to be Penreese to take. He needs to assess the options he has. Not much in terms of showing at the minute. He may just have to hawk this down line. He is looking for the big number 20, Nadiri. It's come back once where it came. Has he been pushed down, Penreese? Yes. It's a similar outage to where the last free kick was that they wasted. This is more on the near touch line. They've actually gone short backwards. They're about to big it up for a ball in. But they've gone into the centre circle to Fernandez and over to the far touchline to Sterling. They're predominantly been down this left flank, Rangers, so far in the first 19 minutes. They've gone down the right, moved inside. Chukwuani, good feet on the 180, needs to pick a pass. He's going to have to go backwards into the centre. And a chance to come forward with Mikanya. He's going to be able to glide all the way to the left side of the box. He's going to give crossing duties to Penreese. Good first time ball in as well. Header comes in. It's a good save in the end. Believed to be Chukwuani. It was a flighted ball with a lot of height, so it was tough to get the penetration of the power with the header. And the keeper, just for a second, I thought was at full stretch, but he always looked fairly comfortable. Yeah, he's pretty tall. Tachi Chukwuani has always been a reasonable target to aim for inside the penalty area. And I do think that ball was intended for him, but as you said, maybe slightly too lofted. Maybe needed to be a bit more of a soft 9-iron into the box rather than a lob wedge. But he did well in the end, the Danish midfielder, to get his head on it and direct it towards goal. Unable, though, to beat Hannes in between the sticks. And he continues with, well, Jablonec at the minute just sort of being eased out of it by Rangers. And not necessarily because of much quality from Rangers, but just because they've been a bit more disappointing on the ball over the last 5 minutes, the home side. Yeah, absolutely. Ball for Nadiri. Can he take it down edge of the box? There's a flick. Looking for Chukwuani. There's a slide. The referee says he's won the ball. I think he's been injured with his efforts there. The Jablonec defender. Oh, we're just getting Fernandez chesting it down fairly comfortably. He's been tripped as well. That'll be a free kick. And it's the number 13, Sedlacek, and he's been in everywhere going forward and at the back at the minute. And he's sporting the white face paint at the minute because he's taken one to the turf. He's holding his left knee. He went the one to make the challenge. We'll have another look at it eventually. I wasn't quite sure, to be honest. He did go down very theatrically in the end. We're just going to replay the Chukwuani header. It's the closest they come. I deem that a fair challenge. And I think there's just a bit of a falling on top of from, like the man you said, has got a great stature about him. Chukwuani may just take him on for the effort. Yeah, I just mentioned he's a big lad. If he falls on top of your knee, it's going to be a painful one. Thankfully, though, for Sedlacek, he doesn't look like he's done any serious damage, and he is going to be okay to continue the 27-year-old, which is good to see. As you said, been in the wars plenty so far in the opening sort of 21.5 minutes of this one. Been important so far, but he needs to step up a little bit now and just say, do you know what, let's calm it down. As one of the more experienced players in the side, let's calm it down, let's get a hold of the ball and show a bit of quality. Not being so savvy with the ball there, Jablonec, but giving straight back to them from Rangers inside their own half. They're deep in it. They're going to charge out now centrally. There's a man on the near side. They're going to look over the top for Joao. There's too much on that. Maybe forcing the issue there the home side, and it will be a throw-in in line with the edge of their own box for Rangers on the far. 22 on the clock. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0, but Rangers do have that 1-0 lead from Ibrox this time last week. Dujon Sterling throws it in, goes backwards 5 yards. He gets the ball back and tries to go line. He takes it off a Jablonec foot, and he's moved up a couple of yards with the throw-in. We'll just assess the options, of course. Dujon Sterling, like I said, we've seen him in English football, of course. We've seen him at Stoke City, Wigan. He started at Chelsea and, of course, Blackpool as well, as he's going to play it forward. They've given the ball away through Chukwuanu, who's been breezed off it, and they're going to go all the way back to Keeps in Heinous in his own area. Waiting for this game to really come to life. Bit of a tactical battle so far. Not been too savvy on the ball, either team. Looking for a bit more quality from them. Slama on the far side with the ball at feet. He's going to have to strafe backwards because he's under a little bit of pressure and they've given the ball away. That's the savviness I talk about. Nadiri may just open up. He's had his door slammed shut. The flick behind isn't great. Is that a pull down? It is. It's going to be a free kick for Rangers. They may have just got out of that one because it wasn't good build-up play and they've just got away with it. That man, Sedlacek, again, tumbling into his man, this time illegally. It's a brilliant, brilliant position for a free kick.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, initially, it's a really good play from Yokota over on the far side. Ball to Nadiri, not brilliant, but Nadiri does well to recycle it and play it back to the Japanese forward. He's in court from behind, and, well, the referee gives a free kick, much to the frustration of Lubos Kozel, the Jablonec manager. But you're absolutely right, Nathan. This is in a half-decent position. Interesting to see who it is that stands over it. It looks like it is going to be James Penrice, who has taken over on a number of set pieces in the absence of the likes of Nico Raskin and, of course, James Tavernier. Taylor Asgard's on the bench. He could have been standing over this. Bojan Miovski as well, potentially. But no, it is going to be James Penrice to take the left footer on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Got to get it over the wall.
Yeah, that's first job. Haven't had a big opportunity yet. This is the first one. Penrice, he's going to go for it straight into the wall. There we go. He's gone for the up and dipper, and it's too flat, straight into the wall. It's a really poor free kick, and they'll clear their lines, the home side. Not good. Throwing far side on halfway. We're ticking over at 25, Lou. It's gone very fast for a game that's not had much to talk about in terms of goal-mouth action, apart from that one for the home side. But I guess I'll pass it over to you. Take us through at half-time.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. It's a really disappointing free kick that from James Penrice. You can see what he's trying to do, bend it sort of away from the goalkeeper, but he never got the lift on it. And straight into the face of Kadidla, who took one for the team there as he hit the deck. Ball out of play now on the near side for a Rangers throw, taken by Penrice into Neil. He then looks in towards Gassama, but he has the ball pinched off him well by Nabila. And now laid off to Chantarishvili, trying to create the space. Will tuck in narrow the Georgian before lofting it over onto the far side for Slama, who will try and drive forward. He has Polidar in front of him if he wants to try and find the number 21. He has looked for the winger, but easily intercepted in the end by Emmanuel Fernandez. And Rangers now might be able to come forward on the counter-attack. Here's JD Gassama on this near side. Cuts it on his right boot and fires the ball over onto the Rangers' right, where it can be gathered by Yokota. Thoughts about the early cross, does send in the early left-footed cross. It's towards the back post where Dan Neal was lurking. Nadiri was there as well, but in the end it's straight into the hands of goalkeeper Jan Hanush, and that'll be a Jablonec ball once again, where they can just slow things down for the moment and maybe try to settle into a bit of possession. A reminder that there is another Scottish team in action this evening in UEFA Conference League Qualifying. Freiburg play host to Motherwell at 5:45 this evening. That game also available on this service. If you wanted to find out how Motherwell were getting on, I'll break off because here come Jablonec once again down this near side. Chantarishvili with the ball into the box. That's going to be relatively easily dealt with inside the penalty area, although the home side do well to recycle it just on the edge. Here it is now inside the centre circle with Tekiyaski. Onto this near side now for Kadidla. Down the line once more for Chantarishvili. Into the midfield now for Sedlacek. Down the line for Kadidla once more. Sedlacek, ball into the box, punched away at the near post by Ivor Panda, and then gathered on this near side by Mekanya. We'll try and settle things down for Rangers. Honestly, this game is lacking so much quality at the moment, Nathan, that you just feel that whichever player it becomes capable of completing a 15-yard pass, they're all of a sudden going to open up the opposition.
Yeah, I think that's the standard, isn't it? We're looking for the quality. It was there for the Jablonec chance, but what lacked was the quality in the finish, hitting the side netting from 6 yards out one-on-one. Yeah, it's not been a fascinating time. You just think maybe a mistake coming in, ball in, and there's Joao with the header, glanced on straight into the hands of Pandora, didn't really have to move. You're just waiting for maybe a mistake that's going to open up this game. He's slightly marked there. He had 2 men there, didn't he? The number 24. You talked about the fresh partnership, the relationship between them 2 Rangers centre halves, and they're barking at each other straight after that because one man was on 2 there, and that was not good enough.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, it's Emmanuel Fernandez having a go at Oluwathu Makanya, and I actually think that Makanya was in an alright position and almost sort of left with 2 because Fernandez had run towards the near post. He's got more defending to do now as the ball comes in, flick on from Joao, looking towards Suchan, who was arriving late inside the 6-yard box, but he can't get on the end of it, the midfielder, and the chance goes a-begging once more. You have to start questioning how many more of these half-decent chances Jablonec going to create before Rangers punish them for missing them. Really good opportunity once again down there, that far side, and a decent ball into the box, but unable to be finished. And the chance goes a-begging. Jablonec now back in possession on the midfield. Nabila, ball over onto the far side for Slama, looks for the ball over the top towards Polidar. Held up well initially by Fernandez, and then he does even better to win the ball back, does the Englishman. Foul there from Lamine Joao as he comes across to try and win possession back, and the 31-year-old penalised, and I think that's maybe more frustration from the Gambian than anything else, because it's 2 decent opportunities. One he got on the end of, one he's created, and neither of them scored by his side.
I completely agree. I think that's exactly what it is. Just not gone his way ever so slightly, like you say. A bit of frustration maybe from the self-reflection side of things, that he should have already bagged himself a goal, and then it's just not slightly gone his way in that sense. But dicing with a little bit of danger here, Rangers. I'm not confident defensively when Jablonec do come forward, and we talked about the lack of quality, but still, I'm still worried about them in that sense. Of course, I went all the way with Hearts last night. Do you know what? There's a chance here for Jablonec at home to really make their mark against Rangers, who don't look confident at the back.
No, they don't. And that's terrible play from Makaya. And then the ball's fired across the penalty area. Missed by everybody. Was, I think that was Sadlacek who was swinging it across. I've got no idea what Macanya's trying to do there. I mean, what he's trying to see it out of play. But the ball was never going out for a goal. He was always going to hold up. And Chantarashvili, who tucked in narrow, stole the ball off of the South African international, fired the ball across the penalty area, and because he'd come across to the far side, nobody was arriving at the back post to tap it in. But Nathan says he's not confident about Rangers defensively. I don't even think Rangers are confident about themselves defensively. But at the minute, they're having to do a lot in their own defensive third because they keep giving the ball away. Here it is now with Lawo. Lays it off to Suchan. Suchan over onto the far side now for Polidar. Thought about the cross into the box. Instead, we'll just lay it back off to Slama. Slama moves it into midfield now for Nabila. Nabila with the ball into the box. That's easily dealt with in the end by Dragojevic. Still, though, it is the home side in possession. Good spell this for Jablonec. As I'll move it down the near side now. Here it is with Nabila, who's come onto this near side to try and open up the space. Moves it back inside to Sedlacek. Sedlacek onto the edge of the centre circle for Pavlovic. Pavlovic fires the ball onto the far side for Polidar. Polidar with the right-footed ball in, looking towards Joao, headed away well by Fernandez. Still the chance there as the header comes in from Sedlacek, but it'll be further cleared on the edge of the box by Trakwani and gathered by goalkeeper Harnish, who will slow things down and will almost try and tempt out the press from Rangers, but we've played 31.5 minutes in the Czech Republic, independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. You feel like Rangers are holding on to half-time, given that they've got that aggregate lead, and then maybe in the second half try and readjust, but they've lost their way a bit in this first 45.
Yeah, and no, I do definitely get the sense that is the case. in this one. They haven't really shown enough. They haven't shown the hunger to go out and score another goal, but then that's when they go out and concede, and then they wake up, and it's too late by that point. 3 shots apiece, both were 1 on target, more of the ball for the home side. Doesn't really tell a story of what we've seen. I definitely think the home side looked definitely more hungry for this one. And like you say, with 13 and the mandatory 45 to go, the home side are the one on top, and Rangers just seem to be sitting in deep.
Yeah, they are. They've done a decent bit of defending over on that far side to deal with what was a half-decent move forward. Dragojevic will then launch long to this near side where there is nobody after it. Wide open space where you just thought JD Gassama would be waiting. Well, that's just bounded straight out of play for Jablonec throw. Camera just panning to their manager, Lubos Kozel, who I think will be a little bit disappointed with the way this first half has gone, just in terms of the lack of result, because I think they've played quite well so far, have the Czech side, but have been unable to test Ivor Panda despite a couple of decent moves. And Rangers' lack of quality. Ball into the midfield now is held up well by Pavlovic. He stepped out of the back four to get involved in play. Back now to his captain, Tekiaski. Square over onto the far side now for Slama. Slama will play a ball in behind, looking towards Jawo, who again will put pressure on Makanya. He'll do well to get the ball back to Ivor Panda, who I think had cleared down the far side out of play for a throw, and indeed he has. Questions as to whether Jawo had fouled Makanya in the build-up to that opportunity, but referee says no, and play will continue. So intaken quickly by Slama. Into the midfield for Nabila. Nabila trying to create the space. Will go back to Slama. Chip ball towards the edge of the penalty. It's cleared away well by Dragojevic, and then Nadiri will give chase to the loose ball. But Pavlovic reads it well and moves the ball back to Harnish in between the sticks. Now here it is with Tekiaski. Back to Pavlovic once more. He thought about lofting the right-footed ball over the top onto this near side, but he's forced backwards and square to his captain, Tekiaski, once more. Near side now, it's with Kadidla. To Nabila once more. Float the ball over onto the far side to Polidar. Decent ball that, and Polidar will float the left-footed ball into the box, and it's been headed behind by Dujon Sterling for a corner. Really good move that again from Jablonec. Yes, the cross into the box wasn't great, and it was dealt with at the near post, but at least it was towards somebody in dark green, and they moved the ball quickly from right to left and created a half chance. Yeah,
it looks like they're building towards something here. There's a little bit more momentum about them. Like you say, just that little bit more quality with the cross, with the finish, and they'll find some joy, but you get the sense they're building towards something good.
Corner, swung in towards the penalty spot. Heads go up. It was Suchan who was nearest to it, but that'll be dealt with in the end by Rangers. Back over onto the far side now for Polidar. Attempted ball into the box is blocked well. That'll be another throw-in for the home side. Quickly taken by the fullback. Down the line by Slana. Interception made by Sterling. Still, though, it is the home side in possession. Chantarishvili moves it onto the far side for Nabila. Nabila trying to get the ball down the line, but again that's been cut out, and again it's out of play for a throw-in over on the Jablonec left. Throw-in quickly taken back to Pavlovic. He'll move it square now for Nabila. Down the line for Slama. Slama held up well by Yakota. And in the end, Jablonec forced all the way back to Pavlovic once more. Pavlovic forward into Sadlacek. Sadlacek now, quick 1-2 between himself and Slana before the strike will come in from just inside the penalty area. Straight into the hands of Ivor Panda. Really nice run that, nice move I should say, nice passing move over on the far side between fullback and midfielder. Eventually, in fact, it was Polidar that got on the end to that final pass from Slama. And his strike towards goal easily saved in the end by Panda, as the 26-year-old was on his way down as he took the strike. But we've got just under 10 minutes of normal time to go in this first half. And Nathan, if we look at it going into the second half, you're probably asking for more of the same from Jablonec, and Rangers have just got to be better in every facet of the game.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, they have to be. There needs to be much improvements, because if this was 2-0 and they came in with that 2-goal lead, I'd be saying fair game, fair game. But 1-0, you are dicing with it. You really are, because if this home side score, this tie changes on a dime, it really does flip on its head, and then everything's with the home side. They've scored the most recent. The momentum's even more with them as well. So for Rangers, I'm just very, very interested how they've set up. Very lethargic performance. It's almost like they are 4-0 up, and they're happy sitting on it. Whereas it's only the 1-0. I thought they'd be more hungry to go out themselves and double their intake. Ball to the near side's been put into touch, throw-in for the hosts right on halfway. That's a poor ball forward. They need to be much more improved in this second half. But yeah, absolutely right. The host, more of the same.
Yeah, we saw even with a 4-goal lead on Tuesday that being complacent can cost you your place in European competition. That's exactly what happened to Celtic in Austria on Tuesday night. They'll be playing Europa League football this season because despite being 4-0 up on aggregate at one point during the tie, they were knocked out by Lask of Austria. I'm sure Rangers fans won't mind me bringing that up tonight, but what they will mind me bringing up is their failures in recent years in European qualifying, including this season, losing to Jagiellonia of Poland over the course of 2 legs in Europa League qualifying in the previous round. The Polish side are 1-0 up against Georgian side Iberia in 1999. I believe that will see Jagiellonia through to the Europa League group phase, having won the first leg, if I'm not mistaken. No, well, I was going to say, yes, it will see them through, but it won't, because Iberia have just levelled. It's 1-1 in that one now. So potentially a huge goal in Europa League qualifying. That first leg finished 4-0 to Jagiellonia. So even a draw will see them through. Iberia needs to win by 4 goals or more to stand any chance of going through. I'll try and keep an eye on that as the game goes on, but mine and Nathan's focus will remain on the game between Jablonec and Rangers. First leg at Ibrox finishing 1-0 to the Gers. Ryan Adiri with the goal in that one, the difference between the two sides. At the minute, nothing to separate the two at the moment, although if it wasn't for some poor finishing from Lamine Jawo, it would be 1-0 at least to Jablonec. Quick throw taken by Emmanuel Fernandez over on the far side. Sees the ball back at the feet of Ivor Panda, who I think at the end of last season would have thought potentially he'd be playing Premier League football with Hull City going into this season. But a swap deal completed between himself and Jack Butland, plus some cash going the way of Hull City. Saw Panda now find himself north of the border in Glasgow. And, well, Jack Butland's not a starter at Hull on the opening day of the season. A new Greek goalkeeper between the sticks for that 2-0 victory against Manchester United on Saturday lunchtime. Has thrown on this near side. Has angered, I think, Nenad Menakovic, who wasn't overly happy with where fullback Martin Sadidla was taken.
It's angered me. It was a foul throw by Rangers.
Yeah, well, I think that's potentially, is that why he's giving it the other way round? I took good spot from you, Nathan, and good spot from the referee, because I hadn't noticed the foul throw. But if that doesn't sum up Rangers' first half, I don't know what does. The fact that they can't even throw the ball into play says all you need to know. Changes at half-time, Nathan, or do you think Derek McInnes will look at it and go, look, we're holding on at 0-0, maybe try and hold on to begin the second half, and then if changes need to come and we need to hold on a bit more, then we will do?
I think it's a case of he should, but he won't. I think he will stick with what he's got until at least 55 to the hour if it remains 0-0. As Rangers move themselves down the near side. A bit of a seldom attack for the first time in a while.
Gassama leaves the ball back to Penrice. Attempted ball into the box is headed away well, but Gassama will pick up the loose ball. And former Sheffield Wednesday man will fire it over to Yokota over on the far side. He wants to get the ball onto that left boot of his, but he's held up by 2 in green. Will now play the ball back to Sterling. Ball into the box towards Nadiri. Cleared away well, not once but twice by Jablonec. Still, though, Rangers in possession and still Rangers with some forward momentum. Here it is again with Yokota. Over on the right-hand side, we'll move it back into midfield for Dan Neal. Now onto the left for Penrice. That's a decent ball in towards Nadiri again. Again, it's headed away not once, but twice by Jablonec. But the second clearance is poor. Did Gassama foul his man inside the box? Yes, he did, according to the referee. That's going to be a free kick for the challenge on Kadidla. And an opportunity for Jablonec to just sort of slow down the momentum that was building there for Rangers.
Yeah, and it's got them out of jail, really. And I'm not saying they were right under the cosh, but Chukwuani's just gone absolutely barricading it with his man through the back. No eyes on the ball for no apparent reason, and that's giving away a free kick for the home side. And what Rangers were just about starting to build something for the first time in a while is now reprieved all of that by a silly foul, and it's given Jablonec the chance just to take the free kick and get it forward. 3 minutes to go from the break. Yes, they're losing the tie, the host, but they'll be fairly happy with what they've done so far. The only disappointment, of course, is not putting the ball in the back of net, which they have had the opportunity to do, which is why I feed into the point that at half-time it's probably going to be more of the same sort of discussion in that changing room, and they'll just come out and keep going as they were. And I don't think they'll have any changes in the offering before the break, or at the break, I should say. Bit of an off-the-ball collision for Gassama against his opposite number. He's not happy, but it will be a throw for the home side.
Yeah, opportunity now for Jablonec to come forward. Attempted ball towards Chantarishvili on this near side, but that's massively overhit and out of play for a goal kick. Disappointing that from Jablonec, who haven't mustered an opportunity to come forward in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so. Had a chance down this near side on that occasion, but a poor pass sees play breakdown. A reminder that there are a couple of games being played on English shores this evening as well, both being played in West London. Chelsea host Luton at 7:30 in the EFL Cup, while it's Fulham-Wimbledon at 8 o'clock. Both games available on this service. Myself and Nathan will be taking you through the Chelsea-Luton game, a game I'm thoroughly looking forward to, having covered Luton at the weekend and seen a good chunk of Chelsea's match against Fulham on Monday night. Long ball, though, sent forward in our game by Ivor Panda is almost gathered by Yokota over on that far side, but it'll be further cleared by Sterling after the initial header from Slama. Bit of defending to do now for Pavlovic. He tries to deal with the run of Ryan Nadiri, but Nadiri just ran the ball out of play for a throw-in on that far side, and it's going to be a Jablonec throw deep inside their own half. Barely had a kick so far in this one, Ryan Nadiri. He's one of those players who doesn't necessarily need to be overly involved in the game, almost sort of, it seems harsh to say, but almost sort of an Erling Haaland type, in the sense that he just needs to get involved inside the penalty area, and he's dangerous. But do you think if you're Rangers, you want to try and use his strength a little bit more, maybe try and have him occupying one of the defenders a bit more, because he just seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time at the moment.
Yeah, I'd be asking him to throw his body weight around. He's a big lad, the German, that's for sure, and he's just been a bit standoffish for me. He needs to get a bit more involved with it. He's attacking it when the ball comes in the box, but do a bit of the unselfish dirty work as well. Back yourself into a man, like you say, pick a target, make it uncomfortable for them centre-halves. They're playing a lot of football in front of Jablonec, which makes it a lot easier to defend. Of course, they're sitting a little bit deeper when they do get in that shape, and you've already talked about their stellar defensive reputation. But I just think try and make it a bit more uncomfortable for that back line, because it's just been too easy. We're 10 seconds away from finding out how much additional there'll be. I don't think it'll be that much. I think it'll be about a minute.
Yeah, I think a minute or two, probably the right call from the fourth official, depending on what he holds up. Ball just bouncing around in the midfield at the moment, just trying to get a control of possession, as actually will not get any stoppage time at the end of the first half. Pretty dull one in the Czech Republic so far. It is Jablonec 0, Rangers 0.
Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play. At half-time, it's Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play. At half-time, it's Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. There's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out. He side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net. But there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there, the better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football, into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, he side-footed it against the outside of the net. There's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Half-time in the Czech Republic between Jablonec and Rangers. It's a half with little to talk about, to be frank, in these two. The quality isn't there. The better team has been the host, and the one chance we have had in this game came to them. About a quarter of an hour into the game, Suchan outside the football into the box, slightly wide, but Joao was one-on-one. 6 yards out, and he side-footed it against the outside of the net, but there's promise there, and we still have a game to play at half-time. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0.
And it's a very warm welcome back to this independent off-tube studio-based commentary of this Europa Conference League qualifier between Jablonec of the Czech Republic and Rangers of Scotland. The two sides went in at half-time at 0-0, with Rangers leading by a goal to nil on aggregate, so doing their bit to see themselves through to the league phase of this season's competition. triple change made at half-time by Derek McInnes. Connor Barron replacing Dan Neal in the centre of midfield. Finley Curtis on to replace JD Gassama out wide, and Lawrence Shankland, I believe, has come on to replace Ryan Nadiri up top, but I'll bring confirmation of that in a moment or so. As ball just out of play over on the far side for Jablonec throw, which I think Chantarishvili is wanting to get a move on with. In fact, it's a free kick that's been given over on the far side. This is myself, Luke Ashurst, alongside me, Nathan Wassell, to take you through all the action of the second half. As this free kick is set to be flung in, right-footed ball towards the near post, headed up and then away by Finley Curtis, and then further cleared off of the right boot of the Scotland international. In fact, it wasn't Ryan Nadiri that came off for Lawrence Shankland. It was Japanese forward Daisuke Yokota. So a change in formation by looks things then for Derek McInnes, because I can't imagine Lawrence Shankland is going to be playing out wide unless Connor Barron is playing out wide, and I'm not entirely sure who's going to play alongside Dragojevic in centre midfield. It's all a little bit awkward. I think ultimately we're seeing a move to some sort of 4-4-2 formation.
Yeah, and I need to apologise to Derek McInnes because I said he needs to make substitutions at half-time, and I didn't think he would, and he has. He's made 3. That tells you everything he has in his mind with his coaching staff compared to how they were set up in that first half. He wants to go out and take this tie away from the host, which you can credit him for doing, you know, early substitutions and trying to change what isn't working. I do like that, and he's bringing on some decent players. Connor Barron's a savvy little holding midfielder, that's for sure. And like you say, Shankland's a big lad, so's Nadiri. There's going to be 2 up top there for me. Finley Curtis will run the flanks somewhere, so we'll figure it out as it comes, really, as it looks like they are playing 2 up top. But yeah, that tells me Derek McInnes wasn't happy with that first half, and he wants to build on that 1-0 lead because it just hasn't gone their way in the first.
No, it certainly hasn't, and he'll be aware that given the chances that his side gave up in that first half, they're not going to be able to hold on to this 1-goal lead. They are going to, by looks of things, need to get another, even though they are still leading by that 0-0 on aggregate. I'll run you through the lineups in full in a moment or so. A reminder, by the way, that there is another Scottish side currently in Europa Conference League qualifying action tonight, and that game is also available on this service. It is currently Freiburg 1, Motherwell 0, so if I'm not mistaken, that's now 4-1 on aggregate to the German side, and that is potentially all that she wrote already in that one. I'll try to keep you updated on that game as best as possible, along with the other Europa Conference League qualifiers throughout this second half, but mine and Nathan's focus will remain on this game in the Czech Republic, where, as I mentioned earlier, on independent off-tube studio-based commentary, it's still Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Ball just put out a play, I think, for a corner on this near side for Jablonec. Yes, it is. Decent bit of defending by Dujon Sterling has seen the ball out of play. An opportunity now for Slammer to swing this one in. And it'll be a left-footed outswinger along the floor that will be played back to Slammer. Change of angles. The volley comes in from the edge of the box. All spilled by Panda initially. Eventually, the Croatian does enough to hold on to it and get rid of that opportunity. I want to say that was Nebula with the effort over on the far side of the penalty. Didn't strike it particularly cleanly, but didn't need to with all the bodies in front of Panda. I'll break up because here come Jablonec on the attack once again. It's Suchan. Over onto the far side now for Polidar. Polidar ball into the box. Heads go up. Foul given. Dujon Sterling brought down by Nabila inside the penalty area. And that'll be a free kick for the visitors. But a nervy start already for Rangers.
Really is. I thought we'd see a bit of a change in what we were seeing for the team in blue. But again, so it's the cliche saying, isn't it? Best form of defence is attack. But it is really for Rangers, because when they're defending, it does not look good for them. The problem is, yes, it's a misplaced volley, like you said. It wasn't good connection on it, and it went straight through the keeper. It took a couple of nibbles to get hold of it, but the worry is he was completely unmarked at the back post. Why is he on so much space at the back post from a corner? It's obscene to me. That's really, really poor defending. And on another day, maybe a team, with all due respect, a bit more quality would have hurt Rangers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what you've got to look at this evening is the lack of quality that Rangers are playing against is saving them, because if it was against a Brighton, for example, who are in this round of qualifying, a Freiburg, a PAOK, a team with a little bit more European pedigree, they would absolutely be behind on aggregate by now. In fact, I look at it and I say maybe even half the teams in this round of qualifying probably would have knocked Rangers out by now, but the fact of the matter is they're still in it. Here's Ryan Adiri inside the penalty, tries to lay it off to Shanklin. Good block comes in. Finney Curtis though will drive forward down the near side. Here he comes, ball into the penalty. This time it's well defended at the near post and out of play for a corner. He's the best of the three changes, I would argue. Finney Curtis, massive fan of the young Scotsman, still only 20 years of age. Spent last season out on loan at Kilmarnock, and what a season he had with Kilmarnock. 6 goals and 2 assists, 6 goals and an assist in all competitions for Kilmarnock in 24 appearances. Really impressive campaign. Earned him a call up to the World Cup squad, and well, he started brightly this evening.
Oh, he has. I'm a big fan of him. I covered Rangers against Hibs, of course, in the losing efforts, and he was a standout there as a 20-year-old. You know, he's dragging this team forward here on the right-hand side. It was a great run, won himself a corner. Hopefully it comes to something for them. Penriso, I think, will be taking it, but it was a great run down that right-hand side. Pulled it back and won a corner. Well done, Finlay Curtis, who does seem to be sort of marauding down this right-hand side, so I'm led to believe that he will be taking up that right flank.
Yeah, it looks as though that is the case, as James Penrice is waiting to swing this ball in with his left boot down this near side. He does float it towards the back post. Heads go up, cleared away well in the end by Gadidla. Still the chances there. Those the balls back out to Penrice on the near side. This time it's headed away well at the near post by Pavlovic. And Jablonec should get it clear and away from danger, and in fact they've done more than that. Here's a chance, and oh, it's put wide. Oh, I think the offside flag will go up in the end against Sedlacek. Huge opportunity for the home side, and it's wide of the post. It all comes from a Rangers corner, and all of a sudden they were in all sorts of trouble, and that really ought to have been 1-0 Jablonec. Whether it was offside or not, we'll never know, because the chance was missed. Huge opportunity.
Yeah, flag went up eventually. It's one of them they have to let go, the new rule, of course. But ball had to come earlier for me. It means a jot, because he went through and he had to score and he didn't. So he's actually probably going to be very thankful that flag did go up, because that has to be 1-0. It should be 2, shouldn't it, really? But what we will say is the build-up before that, deeper in their own half, was fantastic. You know, countering Rangers the way they did, push bodies forward for the first time in a while, and to move it the way they did over to the far side. So light, and they had one man back, Rangers, and just that ball was a bit too late coming forward. It just a little bit earlier, and that bit of quality for the finish. Well, I mean, it should be 1-0 to the host, at least.
Yeah, it certainly should be. Motherwell have equalised away from home against Freiburg. It doesn't mean a huge amount in the grand scheme of things, given the hammering in the first leg, but it does keep Motherwell at least in the game tonight. The only other goal so far in Europa Conference League qualifying, Hajduk Split have taken the lead away from home against Rakov Czestochowa, so it's 3-2 on aggregate in that game to the Croatian side, but Rakov still very much in that one. As that's a poor bit of play on this near side, as I think that was Dragojevic trying to link up with Curtis, and in the end, ball straight out of play for a throw-in. In Europa League qualifying, still just the 3 goals. It's Iberia 1, Jagiellonia 1, and it's also Victoria Pilsen 1, Red Star Belgrade 0. I'll try and keep an eye on those scores as well, but given that we are covering Europa Conference League, I will keep an eye on those. That's lovely skill over on the far side, but I think the centre-half, Macania, and in fact it is, and he's still going Macania into the box, and that's going to be out of play for a corner on the far side. Going to get a nosebleed playing that high up the field, the South African centre-half, but he got the ball on Rangers' left, and he just kept going, skipped away from a couple, brilliant run, and in the end he's done well to win a corner.
Yeah, we've criticised that man for his defensive work in this game, but I tell you what, going forward, that's stellar. That is a really good run. He's doing what that man on that left-hand side couldn't do before he went off. It was a brilliant run. He skipped past 3 players with relative ease, but they've got themselves a corner again. They'd be careful of the counter.
Corner swung in towards the back post. Heads go up, and it's just wide in the end of that near post. Shanklin it was, I believe, with the final touch. Big opportunity, and it goes a-begging. Lawrence Shanklin with it. And yeah, that's a chance, and that was a chance to put Rangers 2 to the good, but wide of the post, and to no avail. Dinamo City of Albania have taken the lead away from home against Paphos. I'm not sure what that does in terms of sending either side through. I think that potentially ties it on aggregate. No, Dinamo Paphos are now ahead by 2 goals to 1. Sorry, Dinamo City, I should say, are now ahead by 2 goals to 1, ahead of against Paphos, who, if I'm not mistaken, Nathan, were playing Champions League football last season. Now might not be playing any European football at all, the Cypriot side. In our game, it is Rangers still set to play Conference League football this season, but Jablonec refused to go away, and still mightily tight between these two sides with just the 1 goal in it on aggregate. Here it is now with João trying to get a hold of the ball for the home side just inside Rangers territory. That'll then be chipped down the line as that ball looks towards the man on the far side in Chantarishvili. He can't keep it in after the challenge comes in from James Penrice, but he does win the throw-in. Throw-in taken quickly. Here it is now with Kadidla back to Takiaski. His ball into the box is a poor one, but it's not dealt with by Fernandez, who eventually will put the challenge in, and Rangers will now try and play out from the back. Barron with a good ball forward, but it can't be gathered by Curtis. Nadiri, though, is there in support. Curtis has continued his run. Nadiri will try and find him, but he's just kicked that straight out of play, the German forward, and out of play for a throw-in. And it wasn't a tricky pass, Nathan, at all, was it?
No, he had a better option on infield, very unmarked in the centre. Was Chukwuani, but like you say, the relative obvious option was down the line. It's under 10-yard pass, and he's absolutely drilled it out of play. And if that doesn't sum up Rangers' performance in this game, I don't know what will, because that's hopeless. And if they were going to look back at this game and be knocked out, they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah, they certainly do. Ball in towards the penalty area, claimed well in the end by Ivor Panda. I think there's maybe a free kick given as well inside the penalty area. It looks as though Emmanuel Fernandez has hit the deck under the challenge of Jan Suchan. So that'll be a free kick for Rangers and just allow them to kill a little bit more time. Yeah, he's just gone over the top and through the back of Fernandez. They only straight away knew Suchan that he'd committed the foul. So free kick for the visitors, and a chance once more for Derek McInnes' side to try and get a hold of the ball, but it's something they failed to do throughout this game so far. As Panda now, ball at his feet, take his time over it. Eventually, João will come over to put the press on before Panda will pick the ball up and ball out over onto the far side for Macania. Macania down the line will feed Penrice. Penrice trying to force issue into Shanklin. Shanklin does well to hold it up. And then Dragojevic just boots the ball into the back of the Scotland international before Jablonec will get a hold of possession. That is until they very cheaply give the ball away to Chukwuani, who tries to turn away from his man, gives it away far too cheaply. And now here's Lamine João driving forward. João strike from the edge of the box, blocked well by Fernandez. Still the chance there. Oh, that's terrible from Suchan. Just inside the box, swings it right, booted it on the half turn, and he's caught that horribly wrong, comfortably over the bar. The chances are coming for Jablonec, but they're not taking them.
I was wondering why João didn't pass it the first time, and I think I've just got my answer to why he didn't pass it in the first place, because that was a woeful effort. His first shot was blocked at source, and then it trickled through to him just on the edge. Asgard's going to be coming on as well. Dragojevic is going to be coming off the number 22, so they're going to be throwing on the big lads to try and get this done. Rangers, he's obviously still not very happy with the performance he's seen in front of him, Derek McInnes, and I can understand why, because it's a worrying all time with half an hour to go. They're still under it, and if you were going to bank on any team to score next, you'd be putting it on the home side.
Yeah, here they come now, coming forward. Ryan Deary looking for the penalty, not given by referee Minakovic. He was very, very certain, the Serbian, that Nadiri had gone down under just a coming together. So no foul given, and play will continue now with Jablonec trying to come forward down the near side. So it looks as though that change has seen Barron then slot in alongside Chukwuani in holding midfield. And Asgard has moved into the number 10 position, which, I mean, they're attacking changes, but they're just, outside of Finney Curtis, none of them have had a sniff in this second half. And yeah, it's a tricky one. It's really, really hard to know how Derek McInnes manages this. An hour gone in the Czech Republic. Independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Jablonec 0, Rangers 0, but it's the Scottish side that lead by a goal to 0 on aggregate. Arguably hanging on at the moment. Here's Slamet down the near side, floated ball over onto the far side. It's crossed back into the box. Chukwani with a poor clearance, leaves work to do for Curtis. Asgard then steps in to put the tackle in before eventually Jablonec will try and launch another attack. Ball again swinging to the box, looking towards Suchin on this occasion. Is dealt with. Barron now trying to bring the ball out. They're just playing themselves into trouble at the moment, Rangers. Asgard turns away from his man, then runs into trouble. Thought he was fouled. Referee says no. Got to be stronger, Taylor Asgard. And here's a chance for Jablonec. Ball crossed into the box. Nobody really there to challenge. Asgard still furious. He wasn't given the free kick, but he just played about 3 players onside. Again, cross comes in, headed towards the back post. Still the opportunity there as Polidar's lurking. He'll recycle possession and play it into the midfield now for Pavlovic. Out onto this near side now for Slamet. Slamet trying to create the space. He's held up well. Back to Pavlovic. Pavlovic across for Takiyaski. He slows it down. Rangers rigged under the cosh at the moment. Takiyaski continues his run, plays a lovely 1-2 with a fullback ball in towards the penalty area. Terribly dealt with. They're all tripping over each other here, and somehow Jablonec cannot get a shot off on goal. What's the referee given here? I think he's given a corner. Nathan, I'm going to be brutally honest. I know we're early in the season. This is one of the lowest quality games I've watched of football all season. Both sets of players are tripping over each other, or just running into each other. None of them know where they're meant to be.
It's a Sunday League level game, it really is. But Rangers are just passengers at this point. They really are architects of their own downfall. If they had the quality in the final third, the home side, this would have been 3-0 at least. They need to find that little bit of quality in front of goal to try and change this game.
Yeah, they certainly do. Ball floated in towards the back post. Play continues. The ball bouncing around in the just outside the penalty area. Eventually, the challenge comes in on Nabila, and Rangers can get clear towards halfway, but it's gathered quickly by Chantarishvili. Moves it over onto the far side now for Polidar. Floated ball to this near side is brought down well by Schlamer. He attempts the ball into the box. Curtis with a good block and a good bit of skill as well to skip away from his man. And then I have no idea what Nemanja Takiyaski is doing there. But he's gone straight through the back of Finley Curtis and given a free kick away. Double change set to be made by Lubos Kozel to try and save this time. Jan Kramosta, one of those players coming on. And we're also going to see Antonin Rusek as well. So it's Polidar and Jawo that are coming off. And it's Kramosta and Rusek that are coming up. Like changes, presumably, Nathan. I mean, we've barely mentioned Polidar in this one. Jawo's looked dangerous, but clearly isn't a finisher. I mean, the changes had to be made just to try and find some extra quality.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision, to be frank. They needed a bit more energy, that left side, to go alongside Slama. And then Jawo, yeah, he's worked hard, but like you say, the quality isn't there for him in front of goal, so they're bringing on the big number 9 in Rusek. And you can see why they've done that in 2 very savvy changes. I thought Rangers made some good changes, but they haven't really worked out just yet. Of course, still 25 plus additional to go. But yeah, it's savvy old changes there for Jablonec, and we'll have to see if these come to fruition, because they're building some real momentum, and I've been more impressed with them in the second half. The build-up play is fantastic. It's just in front of goal.
Yeah, here they come now, trying to drive forward. Nabila held up well by Finley Curtis. Was he caught there by the Scotsman? Referee says no. Play will continue. Lovely bit of skill that from Nadiri to get away from one, but challenged from behind well by Nabila. And then the pass out is Paul. Shanklin goes diving in. It'll be gathered on the far side by Penrice. He then tries to flick towards Shanklin. He's ran past the ball, and now the long ball over the top from Jablonec will look to try and challenge Rusek, but he can't get on the end of it. Fernandez will deal with it, and we'll lay it off to Macanya. Macanya thought about the ball down the line, instead we'll cut back to Fernandez. Patient play this from Rangers. They got to a back 3, do you think? I know we thought maybe it could be a 4-4-2, but it looks though Penrice is playing wide left, and it's Sterling, Macanya and Fernandez as a back 3. Derek McKinnon is going back to the formation he played in his Hearts days. Yeah,
no, I think you're absolutely on the money. I think that's what he's going for, which it does leave them vulnerable. It's maybe a 5 at the back when they're out of possession, but and fullbacks are really pushing up in Finley Curtis and Penrice, aren't they? So they're struggling at the back, but yeah, it looks like they have gone to a back 3, at least for now, to try and kill this game. So risky tactic, but you can see why he's gone for it.
Yeah, you certainly can, as that's going to be a foul in midfield there from Connor Barron. And Tempted. We're just going to see a replay of that. Early cross in from Finney Curtis. He's made the difference since coming on at half-time, hasn't he? The young Scotsman. Been really, really impressive, but just not quite been enough so far for Rangers to break the deadlock. This now is going to be a free kick opportunity for the home side. Nabila standing over it. The big men are up from the back. Rangers have got to be switched on here. Nabila will indeed. No, he won't float this one, and he stuttered and then laid it off to Slammer. Back to Nadila on the far side. Will he get the ball in? No, he'll go back to Slammer, and then Slammer will fire it onto the near side. Done well enough to reach Suchan. He's then knocked a percentage ball down the channel, and that's going to be easily read by Dujon Sterling and easily cleared away by Rangers. That was a real waste from Jablonec, and that almost sums up their game. Decent opportunity completely wasted through lack of confidence, lack of quality, I don't know, but goodness me, if we get a goal in this one, it will be a miracle. Here it is now with Slama, ball into the box. Maybe we do get that goal now, as Rusek was challenging for it inside the penalty area, up against both Fernandez and Macanya, and in the end, the ball, I think, evades all three, and it's out of play for a goal kick. Let's have a look. It does. Yeah, really good defending that from Macanya inside the penalty area, and rightly so. Gets a high five from Emmanuel Fernandez. That's a decent ball in, and well read by the South African international, who did go to the World Cup this summer with his nation, but didn't play a minute in Mexico or the US. South Africa didn't play any of their games in Canada, probably to their benefit really, given the climate, as Curtis will now try and loft the ball towards the back post. That's overhit though, and then a slip from Shakwani allows the challenge to come in. And here comes Jablonec now down the far side. It's with Rusek, the substitute. Sorted out wide, will slow things down as he waits for support. Ship back over the top for Suchan. Suchan will try and play the ball into the penalty area. Deflected, out of play for a corner. And again, it's the counter-attack serving Jablonec well.
I just hope they put it in the box. That's all I'm asking. It's a simple task. Please just cross it into the box. Please do not go short. Just slowed it up, like you say, waiting for support, but he was going backwards, which sort of killed it. Probably the best outcome they could have got from being in that tight corner, getting themselves one. So 68 on the clock, and they are heavily flirting with a goal. They haven't exactly had the finishing touch, that's for sure, but they're pushing, and I would not be surprised if they did end up scoring and taking us next time.
Yeah, this is a dangerous moment for Rangers. Jablonec have got to make it count at some point. Corner to be swung in over on the far side by Slama. Raises his right arm as he swings in a left-footed in swing. Oh, how is that missed everybody as it bounces through the penalty area? Did it take a nick off of anybody, or has that actually just gone straight through for a goal kick? I think it has done. Dujon Sterling will wander off sort of sheepishly, but I think he has somehow managed to avoid getting a nick, and it's out of play for a goal kick. We've hit the 69th minute mark. Independent off-tube studio-based commentary. It's Jablonec 0, Rangers 0. Rangers currently going through on aggregate after that 1-0 win at Ibrox last week. But to take us through to full time, or at least to the end of the 90 minutes, I'm going to hand it over to Nathan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully in that 21 minutes I'll be able to bring a goal, as a ball's going to be kicked forward long by Pandur. Goes centrally to Asgard, who's looked lively since coming on. He's trying to make something happen. We've seen nothing of Shankland in this game, it has to be said. I've seen nothing really been blue since he's joined from Hearts, to be frank. Asgard moves it onto the right-hand flank. He's going back on the left. He's looking for a bit of support. It's fairly standstill, and he's passed it straight to a Jablonec man at the back, and they're going to move forward. They're going to try and get on some form of a counter. Rangers do have a lot of bodies back. Is that going to be one of them niggly free kicks we've tend to see in the second half? Yes, it will. And they've got themselves a free kick on halfway far side. Okay, 20 minutes to go. 0-0, 1-0 to Rangers in the tie. Can we get ourselves some sort of drama in this game? Because apart from that one-on-one by Joao, we've had absolutely zero really in front of goal to talk about, as the ball's going to be moved to the near side. And with Pavlovic, chance to cross, he's going to do it. Doesn't look too bad, no one there though. And taken in two hands by Pandur. and fairly run-of-the-mill. He'll take that all day long, and I just get the sense that maybe with time going on, Rangers have got this back three like they were going to go try and push for a winner, but they were set up in a team that wanted to go push, but they've never actually played on the pitch like they were going to go push for a second goal to try and kill this tie. So it deems to me with every minute that passes, are they just going to sit further deeper and just try and hold what they have, which is very, very slender, which is quite dangerous. It's very interesting to tell at this point. It's back with Pandur centrally in his own area at his feet. He goes right to Dujon Sterling and down the line for Finlay Curtis, and back it goes into their own box. Need to be careful, need to get it right, and back to Pandur it goes and over to the far side this time. That's good play. Chance to get forward, 19 to go. Unofficial independent off-tube studio commentary, left to right come Rangers, over halfway. Back to halfway they go. They're just going to check, they've passed it out for a throw-in on the far side to Jablonec. There's no one there. It's again under as a real waste. And the home side have the ball back. It's at the back with Pavlovic. He has Slama to his left and uses him, the number 20, dancing around. He's won himself a throw-in halfway inside his own half on the near side. And it goes backwards to go forwards. There's a move to the far side this time, into the Rangers half, around the corner. It's a good touch as well, but oh, it's just intercepted well as well. And it goes back to Pandur. 18 to go, and they're starting to run out of time, the home side. They've been fairly cool and calm in possession, but the tempo needs to rise for them. Ball going to be clipped forward. That's a loose pass. They're just going to hook it once where it came, looking for Rusek. He's going to try and throw his body weight around, but Finlay Curtis should clear this. He has over his head, deep in his own half. It's a very good clearance, actually. Lawrence Shankland picks it up. He's going to look over the top. That's to no one, but it will be there to be chased for Nadiri. He's been put on the deck and just shepherded off the ball so easily, and back it goes, and they're just going to hook it down the line. That's a good ball, you know, and a chance for Slama to come forward, swept into the centre. It's a good ball as well. Rusek comes deep to pick it up and recycles it to the opposite side. Here they come, 25 from goal, over to the far side they go. Chance to get the ball in the box. They have done. Don't look too bad either. Good defensive header out for once where it came. Second bite at it though. It's on the right side of the box. Good jinxing run. Oh, chance to shoot. Comes in. We have our first goal. And they've been flirting with it. It's in the 73rd minute. And it's the Georgian. It's a brilliantly taken goal as well. Rangers have been so sloppy. And there was a fake shot with the left to move it to the right on the right-hand foot. And then he's absolutely slammed it into the goal. Rangers have been so poor. And I must say the hosts deserve that.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's been coming all evening. It really has. Doesn't matter what Derek McInnes has done throughout the competition tonight. He's not been able to change Rangers' fortune. That is a fantastic strike. It has to be said from Chantarishvili. Cuts in his right boot. It's dreadful defending from James Penrice, who I'll be quite frank, has been embarrassing this evening. He dangles a leg out inside the penalty and nothing more. There's nobody closing the strike down. Could Ivo Pandur do better? We haven't really seen an angle to properly show the quality of the strike. We'll take nothing away from Chantarishvili. He's been fantastic tonight. Jablonec have done what they've needed to do. Rangers are in a heap of trouble. They really are. And I tell you what, would you be shocked, Nathan, if they go on to win this now inside 90 minutes? Jablonec, I wouldn't be. And all of a sudden, things get from bad to worse for Derek McInnes.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think they could probably go on and push for this. That's for sure. Chantarishvili's second goal in the Conference League campaign. Of course, they came through the quarterfinals and the semi-finals with relative ease, and they are pushing here. They are pushing down the left-hand side. That's better defending, and it's strong from Fernandez, and he wins it back. Very good play. Yeah, they won the quarterfinal 4-3 against Varadic, the Croatian side, and then 4-1 over 2 legs in the semi versus RFS, the Latvian team. So they pretty much coasted to this point. They never dropped down from a higher up one, and they've got to this point. We are 1-1 in the war, and it's 1-0 in the battle to Jablonec. So we are staring extra time in the face with a quarter of an hour to play. But at the minute, I'm getting the sense that the home side are probably going to go push out and try win this game, because they're getting a lot of hope from this Rangers performance that they can actually push on and go and win this. It's Fernandez on the edge of his own box. I didn't see another angle of that Pandur attempted save for the goal. I mean, yes, Penrice is the defending was, I mean, it was Sunderlee, so he turned his back on a fake shot. and then he was coasted by. And then I just want to get another look at Pandor's attempt. It did go through him from what I could see, but it was just slammed from close range from the Georgian. So we have 14.5 to go. It's 1-1 overall, and it's Rangers now coming forward, who have not laid a finger on Jablonec so far. Inside centrally to Barron. It's over to the near side to Sterling. They're on halfway. They're looking for a way through. I think it's up to the home side what they set up with here. They can go and push and go win this game, or are they wanting to try and sit back and try and take this to extra time? Being the home side, I think they should be trying to push to go out and win this, because they probably smell blood at this point.
Well, the momentum's on their side now that they've got the equaliser. It's all with them. The power rests with them, really.
Ball into the box, not a great one. Cleared out. Be a Rangers throw in near side, about in line with the edge of the penalty box once again, in line with Jablonec's penalty box. And a chance to maybe get the ball into the box. Here's another angle. Oh, we can see a touch. It's not a great angle. Rangers throw the ball in. Shankman's going to try cross it. Hit the first man, and they've cleared it all the way back to halfway as they sit in deep now, the home side. Macanya across to Fernandez, near side on halfway. Has to go all the way back to Pandor, because he's got no hope of trying to get that forward, Fernandez, and there's just no energy levels to Rangers at the minute. They're all one gear. No intensity to their play so far. And I'm not going to be calling spade a spades really early, but Darren McInnes, how much time do you have? Because they haven't won a game in the SPL yet. They've won the last 2, but they have not been in the league. They've already dropped down qualifiers as well in Europe, and if they were to go out of this, I mean, there'd be heavy discussions about the man in charge for sure. Jablonec, and he's got it on the edge. That's a good sliding tackle. Is that going to keep it alive for Rangers? It will. Barron with the ball into the back post. Good defensive header. There was a man at the back post flirting with it in the Naderi who wanted to head that home. It's still with Rangers on the far side. You just got the sense if they were going to concede, that's when the Rangers would probably try and come to life. And that's exactly what has happened. And you just feel like it might be too little too late for the Blues. And it's going to go backwards to go forwards. It's a very interesting next 12 minutes, Luke, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's basically 10 minutes to, 13 minutes plus extra time if it comes to it to save Rangers this season. If they don't get European football this season, it's a write-off already. It really is. And we've already spoken off air, haven't we, about how little we believe that there's a title challenge in this Rangers side. So there needs to be European football to account for some of the lost money. It doesn't look like it's going to come. Having said that, that's a lovely turn in the midfield from Shakwani, and here come Rangers.
Near side for Fernandez, all the way to the near side to Finlay Curtis. He's going to run the byline, he's going to put a ball into the back post high and hanging. There's too much on it. Will it be kept in on the far side? No, it won't. And it's going to be a throw-in for the home side. And that'll be fairly comfortably coasted out by Chantrashvili. And we're going to get some more changes, and I think a couple for the home side, one for the away. So let's wrap our heads around this one. I think it's going to be Slama coming off at left back, as well as Suchan. We're going to have a new look left side for them. So Sabol, the number 23, comes on for Slama at left back, and Zorvan, the number 8, comes on. I think they are fairly like for like in that sense. Just some extra energy, and Naderi goes off, who's not had a brilliant game. Nedeljevic, I think it is, the man from Aston Villa.
The defender. I'm going to hold on and hope for the best change from Derek McInnes there. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I'm baffled.
Confounded.
I'm absolutely baffled. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, that's for sure. Taking off the striker for a defender. Very, very interesting decision. But one they're going to stick with as he's come on to try and change this one maybe, as he made his move, like I say, from Villa in the summer. What I believe to be a loan from Aston Villa, of course. The young man, highly rated in the Aston Villa ranks. Not yet to break out in their team. 10 to go. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0. 1-1 on aggregate. We are looking at an extra half an hour for another Scottish team 2 nights in a row, as Rangers try and salvage what they can after a poor performance tonight, that's for sure. And Jablonec, now I can say that they've had a good performance tonight. Now they've found the back of the net, but they can maybe push on for another, and they're going to do so now. That's a good ball. It's gone to the far side. Chance to get a ball in. It's going to come in low, straight into the hands of Pandur. It's too low and too close to the goal by the goal scorer. I think when you're going to punch a ball like that, a cross goal, it needs to have maybe a bit more curve on it.
Yeah, I think he does. I think you're absolutely right. There's got to be an angle to it, and he's got to look to try and just tempt the ball away from Panda. It's a really, really tricky one for both these two sides. I'll break off because here come Rangers.
Yeah, they're on the left side of the box trying to get a shot off. Has it taken a touch? It has off someone. I'm trying to see if that's going to be a Rangers corner. The fans they're shooting towards now are still in fine voice. It's going to be one from Asgard. Yeah, it took a really heavy deflection off a Jablonec defender. And it's going to be a corner on the near side now for Rangers, who are trying to go back in front. On the near side, it's going to be. It needs to be a good ball in the box. Like I said, they have not laid a finger on the home side tonight. It's going to be an in-swinger from Penreese. It's going to be swung in towards the back post. Keeper's come bread and butter. It's far too easy. He's put too much curve on it and height. And he's come out, heinous, and made that his, and he's bowled it out. And I tell you what a ball out that is. And it's going to be the goal scorer on the near side this time. He's got a lick for it. It's not a great touch from the Georgian. It's allowed Rangers back in. It's a good recovery tackle from the man on loan from Villa. And it's moved to the near side. A bit more back to front now this game. Penreese still on this near side from the corner. He's got an overlap and it's going to be used. And a chance to get forward. Balling's not a good one. Can't find anyone. Nedeljkovic has just put that in. It's not great, but they have themselves a throw in with Penreese. Nedeljkovic back on it once again. Penreese wants it on that left. He's going to get it. Ball in the box is atrocious. It's so underhit. It's to no one. It's lazy. No energy in it whatsoever. I'm just looking onto Rangers' next fixture. Away to Aberdeen on Sunday. They just got to keep that in mind. If they're going to play an extra at least half an hour of football with Aberdeen getting the 7 or 8 days rest, will that play a factor at the weekend as well? Fernandez, centre circle of his own half. 7.5 to go. 1-1 on aggregate. Ball going to be stabbed forward. Another poor ball forward from Rangers. It's back. But the thing is, for me, I'm talking about Rangers getting forward and they're zipping it around now and again. They're showing half a bit of energy, but what I can still confidently say is they have not worried that man in between the sticks all night.
No, they haven't. I mean, he couldn't have dreamed for an easier evening. Yeah, and Hanushi's made, 2 saves that were regulation saves in the first half. That's been it. Really, really comfortable evening for him. And, yeah, I'm lost for words, Nathan. I really am.
A ball into the box. Maybe even more lost for words. That's a poor cross-come shot by the substitute, Kramosta. The number 19, straight into the hands of the keeper. He's going to bowl it out early, so it's very high in end-to-end stuff, but not a lot of end product at the minute. Inside it goes to Asgard, centrally in to Jablonec half, all the way to the far side it goes. They're probably going to look for a ball in, probably going to look for Shankland. It's a cross that's deflected straight to the first man, and that's comfortably defended in so much time inside his own box. Just to clear the ball and pick a pass, and it's done. It's a 20-yard pass out of his own area, and it's a good one. Down the line it goes, man, it's the deck. Referee's actually going to give this as well. It was Rusek against his man, and a pull down at the back, and I think that's what the man that came off for him wasn't really doing, make himself a nuisance against that back line.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't take much to occupy Emmanuel Fernandez, I can tell you that much. So the fact that Jallo wasn't really doing so, as I break off, the strike comes in at the near post. It's wide. It's wide of that near post and off target, and out of play for a goal kick. That's another opportunity that goes a begging. They caught napping again, Rangers. Dujon Sterling begging for an offside that never came. They are just an absolute mess from back to front.
It's they're dicing with danger here. Are the away side? They really are. They're all over the place. It's very easy to carve through them. To be frank, there's not down here for Tekijaski. It is for the home side, and I think he's actually going to make way here. As I think he's got a bit of trouble, and he's going to relieve the armband as well. So We'll get ourselves another substitution for the home side. Akeke, I think it is Nelson Akeke, the number 6, who's going to take his place. That is like for like at the back. Maybe just an injury problem there. Maybe a bit of cramp, I'm not quite sure. But he's feeling something on that left side, but he goes off. So 4.5 to go plus additional, which becomes very interesting now. Fernandez clipping it over the top down the line. Going to be taken down, nicked off the heels so easily from Finlay Curtis. I can confirm it was Nelson Akeke who did come on. Looks like he may be playing left back now, the big man. As, it's moved to the far side. Home side going to come forward. Can they have a standstill finish and maybe nick this at the end of this game? Move to the near side. As it moved all the way to the near side to Sabol, and it goes backwards now to Nebula, who's just going to keep hold of it now. Are they just wanting to see this out? They're maybe just going to try and play it around, and maybe just if the opening does present itself, they'll go for it. But at the minute, they're just knocking it around the back with 4 to play. Them front men are trying to make more runs. There's a ball down the line now for Jablonec. It's just a bit standstill and slow at the minute. They're just trying to be a bit more methodical and patient with this one. This has moved into the centre circle of their own half with Pavlovic. And they keep hold of it. The press comes in now from Shankland, but it's a half attempt at it. There's not much going on in terms of a press as Rangers are sitting deep. That's a horrendous ball into the box, hopeless. And Pando will take that. So if you're going to play methodical, patient football, it can't lead to a cross like that.
No, it really can't. It's a really, really poor ball into the penalty area. Yeah, I feel like potentially that Jablonec are happy with they're almost happy taking this to extra time. I reckon they probably feel like they've got this on penalties as well, given that they're the home side. It's hard to really say. I've watched so much bad football this evening, Nathan, that I think I'm just sort of, I don't know what to say. I really don't, and that's another hopeless ball forward, this time from a Rangers point of view. And even Finlay Curtis looks hopeless. And you know, if you're making Finlay Curtis look hopeless and out of ideas, then you really must be in a bad way as a side.
Yeah, absolutely. As Barron has the ball centrally in half at the minute, moves it across to McCann. Can either team conjure up some form of quality and energy to see this out in the 90 minutes? We have 2 of it to go, plus additional, which I think is going to be about 3 minutes. I think it's fair. There's been a couple of fouls here and there, and then the substitutes into account as it's back with Fernandez in his own half. He's asking for movement and he's not really getting it at the minute. He's gone to Barron, who's in between the 2 centre halves presently, picking up the ball deep. Moves it to the near side to Sterling. He's got a man to his right and he's trying to punch it forward to Finlay Curtis, way over hit and straight through to the keeper. They've just got nothing about them. I'm really trying to hold back on trying to criticise too much, but from a Rangers point of view, it's just been so poor in this game.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, anybody who's been able to watch this game while listening will be able to tell you that there has been nothing been so devoid of, I mean, yes, of quality, but you kind of knew that was going to be the case. And, you know, Rangers fans were aware of this, that the squad wasn't brilliant last season under Danny Rull. But, I mean, the thought process of bringing in Derek McInnes was, if you bring in some half-decent players, he'll get the best out of them. But he's just, even the players who you know have got a bit about them have just shown absolutely nothing this evening. I mean, JD Gassama was hooked at half-time. I know he's frustrated a number of Rangers fans over the last 12 months or so, but we all know he's got a bit about him. Chukwane I've been impressed with at times. He's barely been involved. I mean, Dan Neil came off at half-time. He's a player who got promoted to the Premier League with Sunderland. These are now players who you think could offer something that are just, they're not even offering the bare minimum. And we've got added on time left at the end of this 90 minutes, and then that'll be that. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to watch 30 more minutes of it.
Yes, it's looking that way. I think Jablonec have just put their foot off the gas. Now they have the equaliser. 10 seconds of the 90 to go. All eyes on the 4th official to see how much the Serbian referee has added on. But will we get one last chance? It's 3 minutes Far side for Jablonec. They've ran it out of play on the far side. Rangers have themselves a throw-in, and he's kicked the ball away, the number 9. He thinks it stayed in. I don't think it did. Barron goes across to Fernandez, all the way back. It goes to Pandur. He's going to kick it long to the far side. It's way over everyone, straight through to the keeper. It screams of extra time at the minute. Unfortunately, half a minute into the 3 added on. Jablonec have it edge of their own box. They stray forward halfway inside their own half. It goes to a KK. Over to the far side it goes. They're going to commit some bodies forward here, the home side. Can they conjure up a bit more creativity? They haven't really got going since their equaliser. And I think that's just putting the foot off the gas after putting so much into finding that goal. But they've got 2 minutes to try and exert a bit more energy. Ball through, and that's a good one as well, just inside the box. It's going to be a corner. It was toe-end stuck from Macania, and I tell you what, the Georgian was nearly on for a brace.
Yeah, he was. It's a really great run from him. Puts it through the legs of Macania, but the South African does really well to poke the ball away from Chantarishvili. Really, really great move from the home side. Could this be the chance they've waited for from this corner?
Well, it's going to be an in-swinger coming in from the far side. This might be it, now or never. Halfway into the 3 minutes added on, they've thrown a lot of bodies forward. They've dealt with them so far, Rangers. It's going to be cross-cut. It's going to be the edge of the box. It's a horrible ball. They're trying to go for a glory full volley from the edge. And they've got so many big numbers in the box. I'm surprised they didn't just launch that in to test the back line. There's going to be a ball that's gone all the way through at the keeper from the Georgian goal scorer. It's not a good ball, and Pandur's going to kick it long, trying to set something away. Shanklin's put his man on the floor. What can he do? He's kicked it against himself and handballed it, and it will be a free kick for Jablonec with a minute to go. At this point, I'd be putting the keeper on this free kick and sending everyone forward.
Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you? But it's about risk versus reward. Is it worth sending everybody forward when you've seen the counter-attacking potential of both these two sides? When you know you're only going to avoid extra time. Oh my gosh, he's gone for goal from halfway. He's hit it over the crossbar. I tell you what, that's closer than any Rangers player's got this evening.
Talk about risk and reward.
Free kick was taken short to Akiki, and he's gone, do you know what? No one else is having a go. I'm going to have a pop, and do you know what? I don't mind it from the defender.
I rate that. That is high risk, high reward stuff. Almost. Just went over the roof of the net, but we're 10 seconds away from extra time. This ball's kicked into the centre of the pitch. Jablonec battling away. Asgard has it. They need to get forward here, Rangers. This is it, now or never. And I think they're going to put it inside to Asgard. Needs to be quicker. He's dallying on it, and the referee's had a look at his watch. We're just about to tick over. Move to the near side. Need to get a ball in the box sooner rather than later. Standing up against his man on the weaker right foot over everyone in the end, and can't be kept in on the far side. It'll go for a throw-in. And the Serbian referee, I think, has blown for full time. We are going the extra 30. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. Faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Full time in the Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. It was a goal in the 75th minute by Chantarishvili, the Georgian. A faked a shot onto the right and slammed home to make it 1-1 on aggregate. We are going the extra half an hour and then even penalties if it's level. Join us back shortly. Well, thanks for joining us. We are underway for the first half of extra time between Jablonec and Rangers. It's 1-0 to the home side, 1-1 on aggregate. One of these two teams, whoever's the victor, goes through to the league phase into the main tournament of the UEFA Conference League. And it's with Penrith. It's been an underwhelming performance for Rangers so far. They need to show more. We saw Hearts go through on penalties last night. They'll be in the league phase. It's whether Rangers will join their Scottish counterpart. It's with Fernandez at the back. Move centrally to Mahania. They haven't been at the races, Rangers, tonight at all. Finlay Curtis now on this left-hand side, cuts in on the right foot. And he moves it centrally into the halfway to Fernandez. Flick down the line for Lawrence Shankland, holds it up well so far, moves it to the far side. That's a good play, ball into the box. Header comes in, it's going to be a goal kick. Never really troubling that man between the sticks, and he's seemed to be okay. Yeah, it was nowhere near in the end. It wasn't an amazing ball in. It was a little bit too high, and it's gone over the top in the end. And it wasn't anything amazing. As it's at the back with Heinous, the Jablonec keeper, stabbed forward onto halfway. And a chance to get forward maybe for Rangers with Finlay Curtis. He's going to have to go backwards to Penreese. Into the centre to Macania. Over to Fernandez, centrally in the pitch. Over to the far side it goes. To Dujon Sterling, keeping hold of it inside their own half. We're 2 minutes into the 30 added on. Nothing to show between these two yet. I don't think Rangers will want to risk this going to penalties, so I think they will try and go for this, to be honest. But at the minute, they're not really showing their hand in doing any urgency. We haven't seen much, if any, urgency from Rangers tonight, it has to be said. While it's in the centre, we'll have a look at some stats. It's going to be on the left-hand side. Is that going to be a foul? Referee says no. Second half, Rangers had 3 attempts, none on target. And the host had 7-2 on target. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about their lacklustre performance for the Scottish side. It's at the back now with Sobel. Over it goes to Pavlovic, and to the near side it comes to the Georgian, the man that scored. Maybe a bit of a change in formation for both sides as Finlay Curtis made his way to the left-hand flank. As they just have the ball now. 3 minutes in, nothing's really happened. We're waiting for something, just for someone to show their hand in this game. We've had nothing yet, and it's just right of centre on this near side as we can see it with Sedlacek. He's gone a little bit more quiet. He was rough and tumbling around in the end of that first half, start of the second, but gone slightly under the radar since. Inside to him in the centre circle of the Rangers half under no pressure. Rangers sitting in deep. That's interesting to me. I didn't think they'd be one of the team that want to take this to penalties. Ball over the top. Here they come. Ball backwards to Chantarashvili. He just moves it centrally to Sedlacek, and he's going to cut through it to the far side. That's good football. Down the line they go, looking to move Rangers about, trying to get maybe a ball into the box. They've got 3 players in there who've got considerable stature about them, and one of them's dropped backwards to try and make something happen with Rusek. He moves to the right hand side. It's ball inside centrally to the edge, trying to force the ball through. Rusek's not a good pass, and he may have hurt himself in the process. Chance for Rangers maybe to move this on and get forward. Inside it goes to Asgard in the centre circle. To the far side they go, and a chance to get forward with Dujon Sterling. Down the line it goes. It would have been a chance to maybe get a ball in here. It's a high and lofted one, and it's over everyone. It's not a good ball, and the goal scorer is going to hook it clear. Only as far as Penreese. Inside it goes centrally to Chukwuani, who's again gone very quiet. Maybe a shot here for Barron. He's gone inside to Shankland, who's just been eased off the ball so easily and then just walks. I mean, he's getting a contender for one of the worst transfers in the SPL this season, because it was an odd signing, and he's just done nothing since coming to the team in blue. Jablonec back on the ball. And it's so interesting to me. I thought Rangers would come out in this extra time and really try and push to get this win, because they won't want this to go to penalties. Because like you say, the home side may just be up for this. And they've got a bit of defending to do here. And it looks like they're just about going to get the job done. But it's still so interesting. It just looked like a team short of so much confidence.
I think you were kidding yourself a little bit, Nathan, thinking that Rangers come out in extra time. They haven't come out for 180 minutes. Coming into this extra half hour. But I think you've hit the nail on the head. They're so void of confidence. Not a single player in this team at the minute is playing well, and looks like they've got any chance of playing well anytime soon. You know, Finlay Curtis, who spent last season on loan, had a brilliant season, went to the World Cup with Scotland, has come back and looks a shade of the player he is, because the mood around Rangers is so poor, and it's when you need your players like Gassama and like Shankland, who can make something out of nothing to drag this team forward. But nobody looks like they're capable of doing that at the moment, and it's a sorry state of affairs. I mean, we said, didn't we, looking at the bench coming into this one, it's a poor bench. It's a really weak bench as the strike comes in from distance. From the man in the Jablonec midfield. I think it might have been Rusek, indeed it was. You know, you look at that bench and we thought, okay, they're 1-0 up. Maybe they've got the quality to hold on to it, but had they not held on to it, which clearly they have, which obviously they haven't, you looked at the bench and thought, Okay, we don't mind Finney Curtis. Lawrence Shankland's not really offered anything since signing for Rangers. Taylor Asgard's been poor for the last 6 to 12 months. And then you're looking at Lyle Cameron or Connor Barron maybe to do something from midfield. I mean, there's nothing. There really is nothing. And it's I hate to say that the writing's on the wall. 3 games into the league season, and we're still in the qualifying rounds of European football, but how does Derek McInnes navigate out of this?
Without an SPL win this season as well. Ball through, good interception it was, and can they get on it? Asgard can. Ball's just centrally on the edge of their own box, going to move it to the near side. Are they going to be able to carry this forward and carry their team forward? Curtis just gone all the way back. Look like a team 3-0 up here, Rangers, the way they're playing. Still in first gear, still passing it around the back. No energy and intensity about them presently. I honestly, I like to try and be as positive as I can, but there's very little positives to say about the Scottish side this evening. And from the get-go of this season, to be frank, as they are coming into this game winning the last 2. And they're up against Jablonec side that have lost 1 in the last 9, and they're unbeaten at 11 at home. So I'm just trying to maybe just cushion it for Rangers, maybe trying to come up with any excuse, but it's hard. They come over halfway, far side. Forward they come, Rangers. It's 25, 20 yards out now to the far side. Ball into the box, it will come eventually. They've hesitated so far. It should come in now. It is to the back post. Keeper's going to catch it very comfortably. In the end, we're 8 minutes into the extra time. They've got more possession, Jablonec, in this second half. He hasn't set the world alight really at all, Nedeljkovic, and he's come in as he's a defender, but he's coming in an attacking outlet on the right-hand side. Maybe out of position he is, but, you know, the young lad, I do feel for him. He's got talent, but he's been played out of position, and he's not had a great evening so far since coming on. Like you said, the substitutions for Rangers have done nothing.
No, they haven't done anything. Finney Curtis looked bright for 5 or 10 minutes, but as soon as Rangers fell behind in terms of the momentum of the game, he fell out of the game. The change to bring on Nedeljkovic is a really, really bizarre one. I know he's a centre-half / right back, but playing him as a right wing back when he doesn't really offer anything with balls into the box is just really, really strange one. He featured 6 times last season in all competitions for RB Leipzig. He's barely played any senior football in his career, really. He is still only 20 years of age, but yeah, a really, really odd change. But he's mentioned the bench is poor. I don't know who else he was going to bring on.
No, and this game doesn't currently look like it's going to change in the favour of Rangers currently. It's very, very poor. As it's on the near side with Chantarishvili, who looks like he's taking up a bit of a right wing-back role now. I don't know if that's because of a KK coming on, because of the injury, and he's filling in. I'm not quite sure. I can't really work out these two teams and the way they're set up for this extra time period, which we're 5 minutes away from half time. We've had nothing to talk about in this first half of extra time, I should say. It's at the back with Pavlovic and moves it to the Georgian near side on halfway. One thing we haven't done is check how Motherwell are getting on in the other game, and they are down to 10 minutes, still 1-1, and they've had a red card, so that means it's 4-2 on an aggregate, I do believe. Gilwood Reich has given a straight red card in the 57th minute. And we're talking about cards. It looks like one may just be coming out here for the number 9 in Jablonec colours, Rusek, who's gone in late on his man in the centre of the field, Antonin Rusek. And he's gone into the referee's notebook. 100 minutes of football played, 1-1 on aggregate. Rangers coming forward with Penn Rees on this near side. Standstill at the minute. Goes inside to Finlay Curtis, who's driving in on that stronger right. He's going backwards to Chukwuani. He's been very, very quiet since the first half. And keeping on the ball with Fernandez. Back it goes as Swivel to Barron, centrally in the Jablonec half. He's got a man on the far side and keeps delaying the pass. He should have just played it. And now Chukwuani's been put under pressure because of it. Barron's finally gone to the far side and they've had their pocket picked. And that's good play, and that'll be a free kick. And it should be a yellow card because they've stopped the counter-attack there as Cremosta's taken a tumble. I think Barron's going to get away with it. It's not his first foul, that's for sure. That ball should have gone earlier, and it just, again, so poor.
It's embarrassing. If this is the standard of football that Scotland has got to show Europe, I mean, it It is dreadful. It really is. He's taken 1, 2 touches, looks up, sees the option there, decides to then take another 3 touches before stepping across and getting the ball taken off him. This is honestly, I know we've tried to look for positives, but I do think there's sometimes where you can't sugarcoat it. This is as low as it gets for Rangers. This is. I mean, I know they played League One football, relatively recently because of the liquidation and all that. So this, in terms of on the field football, on the field situation, this is as bad as it gets. This is genuinely appalling.
And a ball in which they're going to have to deal with, which is a bit better than appalling, just about. It's going to come all the way back. Looks like St Mirren and Dundee FC are going to be the ones pushing Celtic to the goal line at the finish line at the end of this season. At the minute, Rangers sitting in 9th with 1 point from 2. Of course, that draw against Dundee and then the loss to Burning at home. So even the league reflects. Ball's going to come into the back post. It's a cross-come shot for Jablonec. It's an opening out of the body by the skipper. They're asking for a corner. They thought the keeper got a touch. We're trying to see it again. I can't tell if it's a cross or a shot. Is it both? Is it neither? I'm trying to see. It took a heavy deflection off the defender. It should have been a corner.
Well, it's a cross, isn't it?
Yeah, it's deflected.
That's become a shot because of the deflection, and then off the post. How on earth has a corner not been given? That's so blatant. I mean, it's a good effort in the end from Cremosta, who causes a problem, but how on earth has that been missed by the officials?
Do you think they're just trying to match the sort of quality we've seen in the football? Trying to keep up with that in that sense, maybe? They've given a free kick to Jablonec on halfway here that stopped Finlay Curtis motoring forward. Something off the ball. I think it's Chantarashvili's been taken down. A minute and a half to go. I don't think we'll get any additional time at the end of the first half. I mean, we didn't get any extra time at half time, and there was some free kicks. And in this 15 minutes, we've had barely anything. So balanced off the consistency we've seen from the man in the middle, the Serbian referee, Nenad Minakovic. I don't think anything should be added on. So a minute to play, the end of the first half of extra time. Jablonec coming forward, good ball to the far side it is, left side of the box, going to try take on Fernandez, going to be able to do it, ball to the back post, there's no one there, looking for Rusek, but then no one following on that right hand side, and that maybe filters in, that's going to be a goal kick, maybe filtering into Chantarashvili playing at a right wing back role now, that if he was where he was in that 90 minutes, he may have been putting that in the back of the net.
It's weird, it almost feels like both teams are playing with 10 men. It almost feels like they're a man short everywhere, which is bizarre to say. They're just,
it's almost Rusek playing at a right attacking mid role.
Yeah, they both look like they're missing players basically, and they're not.
Definitely.
They're just set up horrifically, and almost it's like no one knows where they're meant to be playing.
It's almost like two teams that want penalties at this point, and it looks very much like we may just get it with 15 to go, unless something changes. Finlay Curtis looking for Shankland, and he shanked the pass really, and they're blaming each other.
I think Shankland's got to go, Nathan. I'll be honest.
It's been, well, it was a similar performance against Hibs when I watched them at Ibrox. He wasn't great when he came off the bench there. He doesn't really start games for Rangers. That's going to be a free kick surely, and that one definitely will be. I don't know which one he's given here, but he's given a free. He may have been blown for half time here. He may have just been packing it in. I'm not quite sure. We've hit over the 105. The scoreboard hasn't diminished. Now it has. So join us very shortly for second half of extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half of extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half of extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half of extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half of extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. We are 15 minutes away from penalties, and it's certainly looking that way unless someone finds a way to the back of the net in the second half. Join us live for the second half. Extra time. Nothing's changed in the Czech Republic as it's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1.
It's a very warm welcome back to this independent off-tube studio-based commentary of this Europa Conference League qualifier between Jablonec of the Czech Republic and Rangers of Scotland. We're into the second half of extra time in this one. It's myself, Nick Ashurst, alongside me, Ethan Mostel, take you through all the remaining action of the 15 minutes. And well, change at half-time in extra time. Bojan Miovski's been brought on for Dujon Sterling. I can only assume that's for penalties. We said before half-time of extra time, it looked like both managers had just chucked players onto the pitch and said make it up as you go along, and this doesn't really help their case in that sense because Rangers are now playing with 3 centre forwards on the pitch. In fact, no, I tell a lie because Ryan Ndiri was brought off, wasn't he? He was brought off in Nedeljkovic a fullback. So again, we are still at the point where we're throwing players on for the sake of it, but yeah, Nathan, I think we were both confined to extra time as soon as Jablonec scored, and I think we've both been confined to penalties now for probably the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're staring it in the face, aren't we, at this point? I think both teams, like you say, chucking on penalty takers and just trying to survive until then, which is an interesting setup for me for Rangers. I think they needed to try and get this done before the penalties, to be frank. Like you say, the home side will be up for this, that's for sure. They'll have the advantage of the home crowd as well, so it'd be very, very interesting. But I can't see this game, the rhythm of this game, changing in the next 50.
No, difficult to see that happening. Clear to see that these two not aware. Oh, just past the side of the post out of nowhere. The ball swung in by Jan Kramosta, seemingly missed by everybody. Almost tapped into the back of his own net there. It was Macania with it. I mean, absolute mess at the back again for Rangers. This is a nightmare. 107 minutes for Derek McInnes, it really is. Here it is now with Nedeljkovic on this near side into Connor Barron, who turns away in midfield, looking for options around him. We'll play a ball forward into Asgard. Asgard now onto the far side for Curtis. Curtis back down the line for Asgard. He's got Shankland and Miovski to aim for in the penalty area. Floats it towards Miovski. He heads it back across goal. Couple of flick-ups there from Curtis as he tries to strike towards the back of the net, but he could never get the ball under control, and play breaks down with Jablonec able to get it clear. Here's Miovski down the Rangers' right-hand side. Lays it off to Curtis. Curtis into Shankland. Miovski trying to cause an issue. He wants a penalty. Nothing given. Shankland will continue chasing it inside the box. Has the ball gone out? Referee says no, that's a poor pass out. And now it's all up to Kadidla to try and get it clear. Eventually, I think he wins a throw-in on the near side, but an absolute mess. And really, really awkward for Pavlovic and Kadidla.
Yeah, it's a weird old scenario. Everyone just pausing around. I don't think it went out. I think it was a good decision. Let's have a look. Yeah, that stays in. And then just hoof it clear, and he's trying to play a 2-yard pass left in his own area. I mean, what's he doing? Eventually, he's won himself a goal kick. It's a mess. It's become a mess for both sides. I think since the equaliser, Jablonec have thought they've done the hard work and we're going to try to see this out for penalties, which you can't really blame them for, as obviously not on the pitch, but on paper underdogs, shall we say. But being at the home side, I thought they could have gone for this a lot more, but And I think Rangers were there to get at, but it's just, yeah, it's not great, is it?
No, it certainly isn't. And yeah, a really tricky watch from a neutral's point of view as well. Jablonec are about to make their final change of the evening. It looks as though, yeah, it is going to be number 25, Nabila. He's going to be replaced by Filip Novak, the number 57, 36-year-old defender. Again, with seemingly players getting thrown onto the pitch, sort of in any old position. Signed for Jablonec in February of last year. Second spell at the club, having previously been at the club from 2011 to 2014, so an experienced centre-half. And at this level as well, played for the likes of Midtjylland and Trabzonspor, Fenerbahce as well, before a period of time in the Middle East with Al Jazeera in the UAE. As that's going to be a free kick given inside the penalty area. I think Fernandez may be overstepping the line just that little bit. I'm entirely sure. You could you could necessarily say that was an obvious foul, but a foul given nonetheless. And an opportunity for Jablonec to launch forward. And they'll launch it long down the far side, looking to try and cause issues. Akiki now will launch long, looking towards it's Rusek over on that far side. Rusek will play it back now to the Georgian Chantrevishvili. Ball just bouncing around in midfield now. Neither side able to get it under control. Eventually Finley Curtis will launch long on the volley. But the fact that Rangers are having to do that against the side of the quality of Jablonec, no disrespect to the home side, I think that's quite telling. Curtis now been fouled on this near side, left in quite of a heap as he falls on top of the ball. The foul there from Eduard Sobol, the number 23. And a free kick for Rangers to keep the ball moving once again. If you have a look towards penalties, Nathan, you had to guess who's best placed for the shootout. I know it's tricky. Do you maybe lean towards Rangers because they've got the two strikers on the pitch?
No, I don't, unfortunately. Not from what I've seen. I'm not convinced. Being at home as well, Jablonec, I fancy them, to be honest. I do. It's an interesting one, but yeah, I still fancy the home side maybe to get this done just from the tie we've seen alone. By the way, Freiburg 3-1 up, that's 6-2 on aggregate at home to Motherwell, so it looks like Motherwell are going to be crashing out of that qualifying round.
Yeah, it looks as though that is going to be the case. Disappointing for Motherwell, but they had to come through so many rounds to get this far, and to lose against Freiburg is no there's no disrespect there. As Lawrence Shankland's picked himself up a yellow card, I believe, for dissent over on the far side, maybe for a bit of time wasting. So in again taken by Jablonec backwards. We're back to Hanush, the goalkeeper. Attempted clearance down the near side by Milenkovic is a poor one. Further cleared into midfield to Akiki by Sobel. And lofted ball over the top, looking towards Rusek. Is not a bad ball, but it's going to bounce straight through to the hands of Ivor Panda. 8 minutes to go until the end of extra time. Independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Jablonec 1, Rangers 1, level and aggregate at 1 apiece. These two clearly didn't get the memo that me and Nathan have got a game that kicks off in 11 minutes time, but that's alright, we'll make things work. As here it is now with Fernandez along the back line for the visitors. Back to Panda, into Macania. Macania, ball over the top, poor, usually dealt with in the end by Pavlovic. And now here come the home side driving forward. Over on that right, it's a ball played into Rusek, who tries to move forward, but he's challenged well by Chikwani. And then the strike comes in from 40 yards out, so that's going to be roll about as far wide as it was, as far away from the goal in the first place from Chantarishvili. Disappointing from the Georgian. And the chance goes a begging once more for Rangers. Nedeljkovic now down the near side. Leads it into Barron. Barron fired ball forward to Curtis. He's got a bit of space to run into. Will cut in on his left boot. Still going Finley Curtis. Strike from distance. Again, wide of the post. No real test there for Jan Hanush. And that'll be another goal kick. This time the way of Jablonec. As I'm sure they'll take the time over it, will the home side. As you've already heard Nathan say, he reckons they're best placed for penalties. They'll probably feel alright about a penalty shootout in front of their home crowd. Be interesting to see what end they would pick, because there's one end with both Rangers fans and Jablonec fans, and then there's also an end with no one at all. So I wonder what end you would pick, because I also think as well, there's probably a bit to say that it's a little bit off-putting taking a penalty in front of, I don't even know what you described that at the end where Evil Panda's currently keeping. It's sort of just nothing really. You know, be a bit worried you'd hit the ball back there. I think, I don't know which end I'd rather take a penalty.
No, honestly, I think end's a bit of an overstatement, and we've just seen a shot into it, and the ball's gone into a forest, I think, and we lost it. By OKK, who's not for the first time hit it from range, it must be said. He's not shy of doing so. It is an interesting one, and it was a thought that did go through my head, because there's a lot of Rangers fans that are closer to that goal than the home fans. So, like you say, if Rangers get the toss, you know exactly where they're going. But if it was the home side, it'd be a very interesting decision.
I'm sure they'll have thought about it coming into this one. That's a foul given away by Filip Zorvan in the midfield. The 30-year-old Czech midfielder, formerly of Sigma Olomouc, as once again Rangers find themselves trying to play out from the back. That's not a great pass over onto the far side, but it's been held on too well by Penrice. It is now with the former Ike Athens fullback. Tries to play a ball into Miovski. It's a telegraph pass, really. Miovski can't get on the end of it after the interception is made by Pavlovic. But Kiki now will try and turn away from his man. Play it onto the near side for Novak. Novak will play it further out wide for Sobel. Novak once more into the midfield for Zorvan. Zorvan will move forward nicely. Lead off to Sobel. Sobel now into Zorvan once more. Novak. Sobel. Novak again. I don't think the 36-year-old knows what he wants to do with it down that end of the field. Here it is now with Sobel. Now Zorvan into Novak inside the penalty area on the half volley. Fires towards Ivor Panda. And it's a comfortable save from the Croatian in the end. But a good patient move that from the home side, and well, Filip Novak, the 36-year-old, very nearly was the hero for Jablonec.
He was, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't a bad save at all. He had to get down quickly to his left, Pando, and it came through a body as well, so he actually did very well. He's not had loads to do of recent memory, has he? So credit to the former Hull man. He may have a lot to do in about 5 minutes' time, to be honest, facing at least 5 spot kicks, I'd say. But yeah, that was a good save. Good build-up play it was from the home side.
Nedeljkovic into Curtis, edge of the penalty area, tries to lay it off to Asgard. It's a really poor pass looking for the Norwegian, and now a chance for the home side to come forward. Here it is in midfield with the number 8, Zorvan. Zorvan looks backwards. It's not a great pass from the midfielder. They keep hold of possession just. There's Jablonec. Akiki opens his body. There's a man down in the midfield, or at least on his haunches. It's Sedlacek, who looks like he's completely spent this evening in the midfield. He's not moving in the slightest, catching his breath as that's a poor pass out wide, and it's been given away. I think that's going to be a Jablonec throw, though, after a loose touch from Penrice. Camera just pans to Filip Novak once more. He looks bereft. In fact, maybe it wasn't Sedlacek, sorry, in the midfield. It was Chantarishvili who took his time to go take that throw over on the far side.
I think he downed an energy drink mid-throw.
Do you know what? Fair enough. Must have had some practice. I think I'd probably struggle to have a gel while taking the throw, and to not give a foul throw away as well is mightily impressive. Here's Emmanuel Fernandez for Rangers along halfway. Lays it off to Macania. Macania now down the line for Penrice. Trying to skip away from a couple. This is a good bit of play this from James Penrice, and then he's tackled well in the end by Sedlacek. Penrice will still float the ball in. It's towards nobody really in blue, and easily dealt with. Minute and a half left to go of the extra time, I should say. Sorry. It's still Jablonec 1, Rangers 0 as the cross comes in towards the near post. I think that's been headed wide by Lawrence Shankland. think not without a deflection though. And corner given to Rangers. Let's have a look. In fact, doesn't even get a touch on it. Lawrence Shanklin. It's just come straight off of Novak and out of play for a corner to be taken by Taylor Asgard over on the far side. Right-footed in swing up from the Rangers left. Asgard raises both arms as the big men are up from the back. Asgard will float this one in towards the back post. He's massively overhit. He'll do well to keep that in. Macanya, and he won't keep it in. And that's how to play for a throw-in. And he hasn't even got the excuse of being tired, Taylor Asgard, because he was a second-half substitute. Only came on the hour mark, so I'm not entirely sure. He can have too many complaints, given that he's only played 60 minutes of football, and he should boot to that straight out of play for a throw-in on this near side, heading towards the end of the 120 minutes. We'll wait to see how much stoppage time there will be before what is seemingly the inevitable penalty shootout. Ball gathered down this near side by Radusek. He thought he'd won it. His side of throw-in. In fact, it's going to go the way of Rangers. Fanny Curtis will throw it all the way back into his own half for Macanya, who's now gone all the way back to Ivor Panda, and Rangers seem happy with the penalty shootout, and I think so do Jablonec. Everybody looks absolutely shattered, and there goes the I say final whistle, the end of extra time. A tricky one for both sides, and we're set for penalty shootout.
Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are facing penalties. Join us back very shortly to see who goes through to the league phase of the Conference League. Full time and extra time in Czech Republic. Jablonec 1, Rangers 0, 1-1 on aggregate. So we are. Well, thanks for joining us, and if you've stayed this long after 2 hours worth of football, it's penalties between Jablonec and Rangers are going to take first. It's to the left-hand side, away from the Rangers fans, with no one behind the goal. So I think Jablonec won the toss and went to the other end. It's time for see what can split the two after 2 hours worth of football. So like I say, to the left hand side, away from the Rangers fans, no one behind the stand, so there's no real advantage in that sense, and Rangers will go first. Here we go. It's going to be Lawrence Shankland, who hasn't really, like I say, got his Rangers career off the ground. He's not really done anything in this game. He's wearing the armband. What can he do in this game? From 12 yards out, he has the chance to get Rangers off to the best possible start. The number 7 takes 3 strides back. It's going to be the right foot up against Haynes. The whistle blows. It's going to be Lawrence Shankland. Steps up and he scores. It's a very decisive penalty. He goes right. The keeper almost went to his right, so the left-hand side, and he hesitated and stood still, but Rangers get off to the best possible start. It's a poor, what I'd say, it was a bad sort of height. If the keeper dived, he may have just been in trouble. But it's in the back of the net, and that is the most important thing. Up next is the number 9 in Rusek. He is the substitute for Jablonec. He came on in the second half. The number 9 from 12 yards to make it 1-1 between the two teams. The referee blows his whistle. He steps up and he scores. Top left-hand corner. It's a brilliant penalty as well. No one is saving that. The keeper went the right way, stretched out the left arm, but he was absolutely nowhere near it. That is, I mean, you probably can't see a better penalty. It very much reminded me of Sloboslai's penalty against Newcastle on Sunday at St James's Park in the Premier League. It was a brilliant, brilliant penalty. So we're level again. 2 penalties, 2 scored. They've got the job done. And who will be next for Rangers? And it's going to be Miofsky. He hasn't really brought much to the game since coming on. He's going to step up with the left foot. He's gone in. It's taken a touch, though. He went left. He went to his right, though. The keeper went to the left. He got a touch on it, but he pushed it into the corner. That was very, very close indeed. It wasn't far away at all. A good height again for the keeper. Got a touch. He'll probably be disappointed in himself not to save that. And a very, very good effort it is in the end. We're going to see, right, who is going to step up next to make it 2-2. It's going to be one of the home side to take it. I'm trying to see, is it the goal scorer, the Georgian? Sedlacek, it is going to be to step up from 12 yards to make it 2-2. The whistle blows, steps up with the right foot into the top left-hand corner. It's another good penalty. I'll tell you, the 2 that have been taken by Jablonec were very, very good, both into the top left-hand corner. Keeper's getting absolutely nowhere near it. He went the other way this time. He went to his left, the right, if the attacking player is looking at it. And now it's Asgard to make it 3-2 for Rangers. And the pressure just adds up a little bit. Everyone has scored, but the pressure just knocks up ever so slightly. And it's up to Asgard now to make it 3-2 on penalties. Everyone scored their 4 penalties, 2 apiece. And it's Asgard now, the number 11, coming on in the second half. It's not a big run-up. It's only a couple of steps. Steps up, left-hand side, brilliant penalty. Wraps it with the right foot into the left-hand side netting. It's a brilliant, brilliant penalty. So it's 3-2, and pressure is back on Jablonec to get themselves level once again. Haynes couldn't get near that one this time. And I even think if he went the right way, he wouldn't have got there. Pandor takes the ball away. And we're going to see exactly who is going to be taking this for Jablonec. I think it's Zorvan the number 8. A lot of substitutes are stepping up to make it 3-3 from 12 yards. He's another right footer. He steps up and it's saved. It's not a good penalty, and the keeper guesses the right way to the right hand side. It's a lovely save by Pandor, the former Hull City man. He'll be very, very happy with that indeed, as it's a good save, but it's at a relatively good height for him. It's a good strong save with 2 hands. Not a good penalty by the number 8. He's led his team down there, so advantage Rangers after 3 apiece. They have missed one, Jablonec, and it's all up to Haynes to make himself a hero. And I think it's Finlay Curtis. He's already at the spot putting the ball down. He's wasted absolutely no time, the number 52. The teenager, the 19-year-old, he's going to step forward with the right foot once again. He comes forward, and it's over the bar. It's a horrible penalty. He's got right under it, and it's gone way over the top by that young man. It was a pressure penalty, and he probably shouldn't have been the one to take it, and he's crumbled under that pressure, and it's gone way over the top. And now, if Jablonec do score this penalty, we are back to level at 3-3 with the 5th penalty to take and nearing sudden death. Well, it's Okeke who came on. He had a couple of pop shots from range. Not shy of a shot, the defender, the big man. From 12 yards, he has the chance to level this up for Jablonec. It's a very straight run-up. He takes a lot of stretches back. Here he comes, top right-hand corner. It's a good penalty. And we are back at 3-3 after 4 penalties apiece. It's a very good penalty. He pumps his arms in the air, knows how important that is. It's a very, very good penalty. Pandor went the wrong way. Top right. I think, again, if he goes the right way, he's getting nowhere near it. And he means a lot to him. He's screaming out. It's a brilliant, brilliant penalty. It's a 3-3 after 4 penalties each. It's becoming very, very nervy now. I'm trying to see again who's stepping up for this. I think it's Penreese who's going to be stepping up now for Rangers. It is the first left footer of the shootout. He steps up. He needs to score this for Rangers. He steps up, and it's saved. Penreese's penalty has been saved. It's a good save down to his left as well, and that's given Jablonec the chance to win this penalty shootout by 4-3. It's to the bottom right corner, and it's wrapped, but the keeper's got there. It's a brilliant, brilliant save. It really is. And now Jablonec have the chance to send them through to the league phase of the Conference League for the first time, the Czech Republic team. Can they do this? Who is it up to get this done? All pressure on this man to save it now, and it's going to be the number 19, Kramosta, to take another substitute to step forward from 12 yards to send Jablonec through to the league phase of the Conference League from 12 yards with the right foot. A few steps back, steps up, and he puts it home. Jablonec knock Rangers out of the qualifying, and they go through to the league phase for the first time, and Rangers crash out of the Conference League in the qualifying stages. No Europe for them this season, and Jablonec make history.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.